Hello. Give me 1 second, guys. Hello, hello, hello. Alrighty, how we doing? Welcome to the early start of today's WardiTV Spring Championship. This group moved 1 hour earlier because we've got some sponsored content to do later, and I have plans this evening, so I need to be finished by a certain time. So, just a little bit of an earlier start. We're going to kick this off and get this ready to go, as we're going to have Hero versus Skillus to begin with on the day, some PvP. What's going to happen is today's going to be really quick, just to be like, hey, you started early for no reason. Ha ha ha, F you, Wardy. That's how these groups usually go in my experience. So yes, I'm very much so expecting today to be a bit of a, to be an absolute, like, boppening. Everyone gets 2-0, 3-0'd. There's no long matches or anything like that. It's just like, bam, bam, bam. And I'm done in, like, 2 hours, and I'm like, I could have started at the normal time. But that's the cost of actually going through the effort of getting everyone to start up a little bit earlier instead, so... ready is called, GLHFs are dropped, and we are ready to go into our first matchup of the day, which is going to be on Amygdala with the Skillus versus Hero series to begin with. Hello everyone, and good to see you all. If you're there early on the YouTube channel, let's get those likes in early. Let's try and get the hyper rolling. And if you're here on the Twitch, then hello as well. I mean everyone, hi, good to see you all. Ready to get started into Amygdala for our first match of the day. We are counting down. The load screen's done. We are in to the first matchup here. As we're going to start off down to the bottom left-hand corner of the map in the blue. One of our higher-seeded players. He got straight through into the round of 16. Did not have to play the earlier round of the contest. This is Hero. Will be a big favorite for today. Because I do feel like his PvP is actually very consistent right now as well. There's definitely a benefit and a bonus to that as well. As in the top right, a red Protoss player from Team Liquid, we have Skillus. Gateway's building, probes on the way. We get started here for game number 1 of this series. Let me look to see what everyone is going to get up to. As we already have probes from both players going around the edges. Of course, you got to go around the edges on this map. You can't go through the center on Amygdala for the first 8 minutes because of these rocks. They are everywhere. So yes, you do have to go around the edges, and that's why you will see them just rotating around, and will eventually get across to just go and scout. Obviously, on any other map, you start seeing that direction of a probe panning like, oh my god, it's proxy time. But no, not here. This truly is just a move up into the main base, have a scout around, a look to see what's going on, a check to see what's up in the early stages. Probe will be chasing the other probe for a little bit, and this will have that gateway coming through, the cyber core coming up, and probes on the way as well. A little bit of nibbling being done there as well. Let's just nibble back onto that probe for a few more moments. And the probe of Skillus just keeps moving around too. Exciting stuff. As we have our cyber cores coming online, the probe's coming through and up. Stalker and the sentry on the way from Skillus as well. Sentry on the way through. The zealot already coming online, and we have the warp gates. Yeah, a little bit of everything coming online for the moment here. The probe's dropping down. Pylons, obviously. Sentry from both suggests they're not going to put too much tech into play early. They're spending that gas on that sentry instead, so the expansion should be coming up sooner rather than later. As we do just have the sentry popping now. The probe getting chased for a little tad for a second. And we drop down the pylon into the natural. RSL, GSL, EWC, and DreamHack SC2 is back, baby. Guys, SC2 never went anywhere. God. I mean, there was always going to be some stuff coming in with EWC. But, yeah, nice to see some announcements of things coming on through. Good to see GSL getting a season at least. Good to see DreamHack still going to be involved in some way. Definitely gets you kind of hopeful for next year, right? Where, you know, if we have another EWC, it's not just going to be EWC. They are likely still to run some good qualifier processes and stuff, so there's definitely a nice little something about that for sure, even if it is very much so scaled down from what we had with the ESL Pro Tour. It's the sort of thing that's, yeah, just nice to see. What's up, Nepian? Thank you so much for the 1-year resub on the Prime. The Revive SC2 initiative is a reminder of how fantastic your events are. I will thank you for the compliment. And thank you so much for the 1-year resub on the Prime. Appreciate it. As we've got a Nexus coming in on both sides of the map, as the hallucination will start to go out over to the other side. Shot hallucination going to take some hits. We are going to be seeing the Oracle just flying through the center, so looking to try and get some damage done. And Ops coming through, the Nexus coming about. And hallucination is going to nibble. Oracle coming over. Good defense so far from Skillus, making sure this Oracle doesn't really get anything done. And Skillus now going to benefit from just having the robot up, observers out, and that tech already coming on through. So looking pretty here so far. The hallucination just going to keep on tagging. The Oracle will obviously just be kept track of. And yeah, good defense from Skillus in these early stages. A little bit of a difference in expansions now. The third Nexus going down on the left-hand side, a third Nexus coming down on the triangle. Triangle gives you a bit more defense against like Blinkins to the main base. Over here, blinking into harass. I don't know if I really love it for you anyway, but yeah, I mean, obviously it's one less position to defend, because by defending here, you cut off this defensive point as well. So you're basically just defending here and here, whereas Hero has to defend all the way potentially down across this area. So that's already kind of an intriguing little approach. As, maybe it's to do with the fact that he knows the setup of Skillus, and he knows that Skillus is not going to be going into the blink, and so that means you don't have to defend as much down here. You're just defending here and here anyway still, right? In which case, maybe that ain't so bad. Skillus is going to go charge straight up with the +1 attack upgrade as well, so yeah, maybe it is based on what you're seeing with the snipe on that observer there. Nice as well. Revelation coming down. Clean, easy kill from Hero, as he'll begin to work on the rocks and open up this space, open up this area for the gold base. So we'll just get that underway as a few stalkers and the sentries will come through. The rocks will continue to take some damage. Again, +1, blink, both coming up. +1 in charge on the other side of the map. And our Temple Archives going down in the main base as well. It's just going to be seeing that Temple Archives getting started already. Oracle will drop down a Stasis Ward. It's going to get that finished up here. And again, +2 attack already starting from Hero as well. So +2 starts, the Forge is on the way, 2 more gateways coming online. And we just get those extra gates through and we look to see whatever the next step of this game shall be. Skillus sits just a little bit ahead in supply. I mean, obviously, there's going to be differences across the board here. They both opened up differently. Timings are going to come together a little bit off from each other. So, in general, do we have a person we favor? I mean, I always like the worker count lead. 63 to 57 is comfortable for Hero. He's going to have faster upgrades. What Hero does not have is army supply. And that is terrifying right now in a game where he's not just outnumbered, he's actually out-teched. He has no tech unit on the map. He has no Immortal, no Archon. Like, he's got Stalkers and Sentries, and he's not even going to be able to do too much kiting because this army's already here. So Skillus shows up, and I actually think that this moment right now is very, very scary for Hero. He has got side defense coming in. The Stasis Wards are huge. Skillus doesn't realize he could just send a Zealot forward and try and pop the Stasis. Now he's going to pop it on 2 of the Zealots. Archon's still getting through. I mean, Skillus is definitely having struggles fighting. The force fields have been very good so far. But Archon is derping, completely stuck, gets caught in the Stasis as well. Man, the Stasis Wards have been great. The final Stasis in the back there did go down. Skillus reinforcing, could definitely deal with a few more units showing up. We're going to see a blink forward from Hero. Skillus still has the numbers. The blink forward, though, gets rid of both Immortals. The Zealots now charge in. Obviously, we're taking cannon damage all the way throughout this, so that's going to help Hero out. And I think Skillus needed to be there with the Prism to be able to save those Immortals. Those Immortals were the backbone of his army, and losing those really just took away the damage output. If he has the Zealots there in front of the Immortals, I mean, it was just a messy fight. Maybe that is why, as Hero, you take this base, because you've got this double choke area. Very difficult for Skillus' Zealots to run through, and Skillus really needed to come from here and here. The problem is he was clearly terrified of getting force fielded in half or so, and that would have made life a whole lot more difficult as well, so... As the Zealots charge up, the Stalkers get chased. Archon and Immortal still coming over. +2 attack starting on the Forge as well, and it does start a shift. Definitely in Hero's favor. Skillus has still got good army supply, but I do think he's lost a lot of the moment. Like, I really felt like that was a great timing for him to get in there and to do some real damage, and he kind of didn't do much. Now army supply is going to catch up a bit for Hero. He's going to get charge on the way. He's going to get a lot of things, which I actually think he thought he already had charge, because he's actually already got the Zealots warping in. So charge not being there is a bit of a mistake, as Skillus loses his Prism to the bottom side as well. So no harassment into the main base. Great shutdown again by Hero. And again, despite a good position, Hero is making all of the better moves here so far. As the Archon and Immortal gather up, we'll see a couple of High Templar warping in. +2 attack upgrade coming up as well. Gonna see our Nexus on the gold base, going to finish up in a few moments so we get that completed. And that's going to be a nice little advantage too, 4 bases versus 4, but Hero has a gold base where Skillus does not. So that is a significant advantage already. As we just have ourselves the Zealot Immortal Archon once again coming through around the top side. Hitting ourselves on some rocks, getting some damage done. Just going to be seeing again the charge coming up. +2 armor upgrade still coming online as well. So it's an Archon just going to run straight on forward. Guardian Shield going to pop up onto one of those sentries as Skillus going to decide to go around the back. Obviously, this is the weakness of the gold base here on Amygdala. They can be hit from that other side, so it is much more exposed than you might typically expect it to be. Again, no charges. Oh no, no charges. So sad. The slow Zealots walking forward. They finally get charged now, so that'll be the only time we see them slow to take attention to a fight. And as we do see Skillus very much so still just on the push forward right now, getting closer and closer. I mean, again, the issue is still, though, this position is very feisty. We try and blink for the Prism. It gets away. Blink being on cooldown gives that Prism a moment now where it can actually do a pretty safe warp-in cycle. And then Immortal is still whacking too. Does Skillus have enough? The upgrades are there for Hero, by the way, as well. He's got 2 armor and a shield upgrade, so he's got much better upgrades than Skillus. Both those Immortals take some damage. We see the extra Zealots just warping in still as well. A few more shots coming about. It feels as though as the Prism gets blinked upon, that Hero will have this first game. It really came down to, I think, that defense. That was definitely the biggest power point for Skillus in the game. And yeah, probably moments later, but having to be the player attacking all the time just does not do a lot for you. Puts you into a rough spot, and that's going to be GG's for our first game of the day. Alrighty, guys, take a second and hop on into game number 2. I just got to run ads, unfortunately, just to start the day, try and get some buffer, just in case we do get some longer matches. Better safe than sorry, so we'll just get those going, and we'll get ourselves ready for game number 2 here in a couple of moments as we make our way through the WardiTV Spring Championship Round of 16 Group B here today. Invite everybody in. We get set to go. Ready, GLHF is called, and I'll just give it 20 seconds for the ads to play a little bit longer, just because we don't have a lot of casters today, so it's actually quite quick getting the lobby. I think a lot of people didn't realize we're starting an hour earlier. And it's Easter weekend as well, maybe people are busy too. But it just means that we'll have some quicker lobbies. So we'll just give it an extra 20 seconds before we click the go button. Perfect. Persephone going to be our second map. Interesting one for the PvP. Let's see what comes about. As we get ready to rumble, let's go straight into this next game as we're going to have ourselves in the top left-hand corner, the blue Protoss player from Team Liquid. This is Skillus. He is going to be down a map in this best of 3, taking on the red Protoss on the bottom left-hand side hero. Again, this is best of 3, guys. We'll have 2 best of 3s to start off the day, and then we'll be doing best of 5 in the winners, losers, and decider matchup. That's coming up. And later today, we're going to be playing our sponsored game for the day as well. I'll just mention that one now, just in case anyone wants to check it out. But you can check out Steel Hunters on the stream today. Put the link in the Twitch chat for that. And you can check it out already. You're free to play, early access, kind of mech battle royale. Yes. We'll be diving into that, like I say, later on, playing it for a couple hours today, couple hours tomorrow. It's going to be very exciting. Looking forward to it. This tournament format is great. Yeah, you like it. I've actually really genuinely enjoyed the Spring Championship format. It's not super different from what we usually do, but it's ticked so many good boxes. It's given us a good amount of days for me to make money back on ad revenue and so on. It's given, you know, some longer days, which helps as well in the first group stage. It's given a lot of interesting matches, because again, we got kind of the big guys to kind of seed straight into group stage 2, so it wasn't just like, you know, those guys beat up on one of the first group stage matches as well. So yeah, I've really enjoyed it, and I think the games that we've been seeing in this tournament have been pretty indicative of like this format has worked. So I'm tempted to keep this format for the Summer Championship, and then we're gonna have some other tournaments where we'll do different formats. I think the Summer Championship might follow a similar format, because I do think this has been a really, really good format. Yeah, coming up soon, guys, so a little spoiler for you guys. A little spoiler for you guys who are here early. Next week we'll be announcing a little bit of a crowdfunder and the launch officially of the WardiTV 2025 series. So, you know, the Spring Championship is kind of included in that, but we didn't have info because we didn't have an EWC announcement, so I didn't know what I could run this year. But now that that's set, we're going to be announcing the actual 2025 series, which is going to include the WardiTV Summer Championship and the European League and the Korean Royale, and another new tournament actually from us that we've not run before. The WardiTV Mondays are going to get baked into that as well, and it's all going to culminate in our end-of-year WardiTV 2025 Championship. So as a little spoiler for you guys, we're going to be launching a little bit of a crowdfunder for it as well. Hope to just raise the funds. We already have $20,000 set aside for those events. So $20,000 to $25,000 already guaranteed. But we're going to try and crowdfund to try and take it a little bit towards the next level as well, and potentially reach out to a couple of sponsors and stuff too. So that's the exciting news from Wardy. I just feel like everyone else was announcing exciting news in the last day or two. I was like, I want to join in as well. I want to come and run some. I want to announce StarCraft things. I scheduled my announcements for next week. Yay. So yeah, very excited because, like I say, I want to really try and take it as an opportunity to try and do, yeah. Really try and do something different, like check out some new formats and just try and figure out new ways to make competitive StarCraft 1v1 tournaments interesting again, because so many people don't want to watch because it's the same format on repeat, so we're going to try and get interested in stuff, you know. The Revival SC2 casters also agreed you only plan to spend a third of the crowdfunding money on prize pool. It's not a third, I think it's less than that. I think it's about 15%. If you assume that they get $8,000 a month for the rest of this year, then they will spend $7,000 on tournament prize pool and then out of $56,000 that they earn. Which is pretty... I don't really agree with that, but I mean, if they put on a heckin' good show and they get really good production value, then awesome. I mean, if that's what people want to watch, then that's what people want to watch. I do think it's a pretty crazy split, personally. But they might make it work. So, we'll see. As this is a dive in from Hero. Oh my god, he is going to murder 10 probes and a Stalker. It loses him the Void Ray. It loses him the Oracle. Wow, but 10 pros going down. I mean, the Phoenix will come across the map and there's no anti-air, so they will have free reign of this base. And they've got nothing to save lift energy for anymore either. So they're going to come straight through. They can lift up a whole bunch of these probes. They're actually going to lift up the one stalker that's there. No, I think you should just go, no, why? No, 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 go kill some workers, no? Well, I mean, I guess he wants to try and do something to over... but warpins are going to make this not good. Like, I can understand Skillus, like, yeah, I can put some pressure on now, but, like, his unit count just isn't here yet. Well, I mean, maybe, like I say, maybe he's just got a longer-term plan than what I'm looking at, but it feels rough. Adepts across the map going to kill even more workers. Like I say, I guess Skillus is very much so in the here and the now, which, in fairness, is maybe working out. He's going to get another couple stalkers that are low. He just needs... He has no nearby reinforcing pylon. I would have been all for this plan if you had a pylon much closer or some way to reinforce properly. But running across the map just ain't it, right? Running across the map just has not been it in the slightest, and he's going to get outnumbered, and he did not get anywhere near enough done. He could have flown in and equalized the worker count. I'm pretty sure, and then he would have still had the stalkers at home just to ping away the adepts. Wow. That was wild. Great defense by Hero, because I didn't think he was going to defend it first anyways. Like, when Skillus started bringing the stalkers across, I was like, okay, I guess it makes sense, right? Like, I thought he was just going to go for the pros. Clearly, Skillus sees the larger game plan than what I do. But now Blink is done. You know, more, like I say, just none of this is set up to be truly quick enough. Overcharge on the battery, and yeah. That's one of those moments where I actually think Skillus' idea is... It comes out terrible, unfortunately. But I actually think the idea is pretty solid, because if you can just offset the numbers, if you can just get things correctly in place, then this makes a lot of sense, right? This works really well for you. And you probably do just win the game off of attacking. Unfortunately, it didn't work out like that, so all sat here like, oh, Skillus, what was that? I actually do think there was going to be some potential, though. I did think there was going to be some opportunity. Theoretically, a very close game. Yeah. Yeah. Like I say, I had just the immediate, like, can we even this up? And I thought he could, and then that wasn't the case. Alright. We're going to be hopping on over to Korea as we get ready for our next series, guys. Classic versus Bunny. Aside for this one, I think Bunny's been playing really well lately. Classic is always ready to play some really good games of StarCraft 2. He doesn't play in everything. But when he does play, he's really fun to watch, so... yeah. Should be fun. Should be fun. Who has the better seed? Classic. Alright, we'll get those videos started, guys. We'll get this underway. I will drop the ads down just as we take a couple moments. We can go. Yo, was that donation? Oh, a YouTube member! Hell yeah! I was like, I heard the sound and I looked at my Twitch chat. I was like, wait, what? Donation? I was like, that's not the donation sound though. Yo, Crouton Comedy 86. Thank you so much for becoming a YouTube member. Thank you very much indeed. Appreciate it. You had me like, I was just like, as I was just checking something while the players viewed it, I was just like, I looked over here, I looked there, I was like, Alright, Persephone gets vetoed, Killer's Man will get vetoed next. I'll see one more veto from each, or two more vetoes from each, of course. Still best of 3 here as we get this ready to go. Go. Do. So, basically, Classic was meant to veto first, and Classic vetoed, and then Bunny vetoed the same map, and then Classic's like, I already vetoed that one, and they laughed, and Bunny's like, ah. Then Bunny vetoed Killer Smile, and then Classic vetoed Killers, and Bunny laughs, he's like, no, I just vetoed that one, and Classic goes, ah. And now they are. And then they're like, I don't know if we should be playing games right now. That's like, yeah, I'm a bit out of my mind. Doing some Google translating. That was funny though. That was amusing. Alright guys, we're gonna head into this PvP hopefully in just a few moments. Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. Amygdala gonna start us off in this series, so we'll get that underway. Second map, Whispers of Gold, and third map, Ultra Love. So we will get this started up, guys. We'll get this ready to go. We'll be kicking this off in just a few moments. Ready. We're missing someone, though. Get them in here, and we'll be good to go, guys. Thanks for a couple of moments of patience. Obviously, just takes a couple seconds. Again, thank you, Cruton, for the YouTube membership as well. I've actually been seeing quite a few YouTube members lately. How many YouTube members do we have right now? I'm going to go check. We've actually seen quite a few people join us on the YouTube membership system. Memberships. We have 29. That's actually pretty sick. That's wild. Like, that's actually crazy. Genuinely. Amazing. What's up, Unstoppable Pork? Hello and hi to you. Thanks so much for the 30-month resub. Really appreciate it as well. Good to see you, and thank you so much for the 30. Thank you. We're counting down into Amygdala. It's game number 1 of our second best of 3 today as we make our way through the WardiTV Spring Championship round of 16. Group B, it's a bit of a mouthful. It's worth it because the games have been good. The event's been great. Been very enjoyable so far as we ready ourselves into this next match. Let's go. In the bottom left, our blue Terran player. This will be Bunny. 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 I don't know why I'm doing that. In the top right, our red Protoss player is Classic. Have I tried RuneScape Dragon Wilds? No. Looks great though. Kind of game which I would probably wait for it to not be early access. So, first of all, I'm not good at like single player games. Like I only really play multiplayer kind of competitive things for the most part. I would really like to play through that with like Helen or something and just like wait until it's got a lot more content in it and like, you know, not something. If I play it now, I'll never go back to it, you know. You know what I mean? So I'd rather just hone in on just, you know, waiting a while. But it looks great. I've watched a couple of people play a little bit of it here and there, so looking good. Probe coming down. Max is about to finish up. SCV coming over to get a nibbling. I was going to see how SCV is coming about. Just going to continue to get some work done here for a couple of moments. Getting settled in as the SCV will get a probe kill. Kaboom and kabang. That's actually pretty nice for Bunny. Getting the probe early on. Command center drops into Natural and Classic. These two seem to be in a little bit of a state right now. I don't know what's going on with them, but they seem to be in a little bit of a loony kind of place. So, yeah. Alright, well, Nexus coming through. Factory setting up. Our Nexus and the Assimilator continue to build. As we just have ourselves the Adept and the Warp Gate continue to come online. Get that Reaper going too. And we will go from there. As we do actually have a little Reaper showing up and a grenade going down toward the Adepts. Gonna turn away and run right now. Getting chased for a little bit. CC coming up, factory in the bunker. Coming around as well. Nexus will be finishing up on the natural. And again, the warp gate building. Twilight Council on the way. Couple of extra probes coming along with everything else. After the whole vetoing fiasco, they're they're both making some mistakes early as well. Oh yay. Marines and the Hellions gonna go after the Adept's gonna get away. Going to be pulling back. Blinking the warp gate coming up. RO16 in the gateway coming through and gets settled as the Widowmine burrows up over to the side. It's just going to get burrowed up over there and get back on track for the moment. As, yeah, a little bit of a disaster game from both. A probe lost early in the game. A mule called down on the wrong side of the map. It has definitely been an early game, to say the least. Oh well, so it doesn't always go smooth. It's just going to have our Reaper and the Hellion pulling back over to that left-hand side. The hallucination flies in. The Marines are going to be there to turn that hallucination around, though, as well. Pushing that back, keeping that away. There's a couple of SCVs, and Marines will continue to build. Hellion just going to keep moving about. The medevac has a couple of Widowmines inside. It's going to come and aim for the natural mineral line. Try and get a couple of workers here would be a great starting point if you could get that done. That would be fantastico. So let's see what we can do there as Bunny as he makes that initial move. 4-9 gets burrowed up. The probe's just going to pull away. Just going to use the... oh, nice retargeting from Bunny. He gets the probe instead of the hallucination. He's just going to give up on the Widowmines and get the medevac out alive. I don't hate it. I think, again, the medevac home has value as well. I wouldn't mind trying to buy as much time as possible with the probes being pulled back. Yeah, I like this. For the amount of time you bought, you wouldn't have saved that Widowmine anyway, so get the medevac out and just guarantee more lost mine time. It's actually going to bring the Reaper Hellion back in with the medevac, so going to get that ready. The stim pack and +1 come through. We have ourselves the factory going to swap on over to the side. The barracks will go to the tech lab. There's the Reaper and the Hellion dropping down. A couple of those probes are going to start going down immediately. 1, 2, 3 workers, 4 workers. Yeah, very nice so far. 5 workers. Wow, the Reaper Hellion getting a bunch of kills. Absolutely fantastic stuff. What a great start. As Stimpack, Combat Shield, and +1 all continue up here for the moment. Marine Marauder coming out from Bunny. And we just have the Raven going to drop down an order turret to push some probes over to the side. Stalker's going to blink underneath. The Raven gets chased away. Again, charge on the +1 continuing through also. How do you have your no units left on the main? Because you kind of assume that the medevac just goes home. Like, the Widowmine drop is typically the play, and because the Widowmines both died, you kind of just assume, okay, I can get out to the front. That's why the Reaper Hellion is kind of a very interesting move. Usually that just stays on the map and pokes about. And Classic probably just forgot about it, because in his head he's like, yep, Widowmine drop dealt with, both mines dead, cool. Don't need to think about the main base for a little bit, so... It obviously it seems kind of silly, but it's actually based on the play and what you usually expect. It's actually a very reasonable thing to have happen, I think. So yeah, just a little bit of a surprise there. Raven follow-ups there, yes, but you don't necessarily need units in the main base for the Raven in that moment as well, because if the first order turret comes down, you can also just pull the probes away. You know, the Raven isn't something you need to kind of be in position for necessarily, as I think Classic might just die here. Too much damage taken, because after all of that lost mine time, he then lost probes as well. And this tank's going to push a little further forward. Good force fields to buy you a few seconds, but I'm not really a believer of this defense right now. Let's see. There's not even a battery on the third base. There's going to be a good amount of Widowmines burrowed up as well. Bunny's army right here is looking freaking terrifying as he just goes straight into this third. I will keep fighting. The Nexus taking shots. 4 probes going down. Couple more Zealots getting warped in. We will see the Nexus dropping down here. Another Widowmine shot going off to hit a couple of the Zealots. Sentry, Stalkers, Immortal still taking hits as well. Classic just going to say GG. With the third base dead, you're not going to stay in this one. And that is going to be game number 1, going the way of Bunny, who outclowns his opponent in what was a clowny kind of set of vetoes, followed by a probe loss to an SCV and a mule drop across the map. The offensive mule drop of the day for sure. Alright guys, we're going to get straight into game 2. Fast game so far, so we can just head in. Like I said, we were a little bit cautious with the ads earlier, so we don't actually have to be as cautious with them anymore, so we can get into this next map and see where we get to. So game number 2 again. So good to have you all here. Thanks for watching the WardiTV Spring Championship. It means the world. We appreciate you, and we'll be heading straight into our second map here in just a couple of moments. As Bunny says, go go. Classic says, go go. And we can go into game number 2, which will be on Whispers of Gold. Winner of this gets to play Hero in the best of 5 winners match. The loser plays Skillus in the elimination best of 5. Those will be our upcoming matches after this. Of course, a decider best of 5 after that as well. We are here a little earlier than usual today, guys. Again, I've got plans later. And that would have been fine initially, but then I had a sponsorship I had to add on to today. So just to make sure that we can fit it in and I don't have to cut you guys short or something crazy, we're just going to make sure we... we're just going to make sure we get the games done on time. So, starting an hour earlier, like I say, knowing me, that's basically baiting these games to all be like 20-minute series, 25-minute series, best of 5, 40 minutes, 40 minutes, 40 minutes. Done in like 3 hours. We're going to be done like 2 hours before I need to be done. Could have started at the normal time, but like I say, better safe than sorry. Is a good motto to live by, as in the bottom right, our blue Protoss player. This is Classic. While in the top left, our red Terran player is Bunny. Anyway, and a barracks. Who would have guessed it? As we get started up here. Couple of moments. Paper and the Orbital both coming through, so we just get set up there for a couple of moments, get underway. And we'll see if the Reaper coming across the map shortly. We'll expect to see a little bit of digging. The Reaper will pop up and we will get settled. Just have our Nexus and a Simulator continue to come through. And Probe and the Adept coming up as well. Our Warp Gate on the way through. Just going to have ourselves the Chrono Boost and Adept as well. We'll get all of that ready to rumble. Reaper just comes back through the top side. Just going to come journeying over for a little bit. The factory coming up. Bunkers on the way. We get ourselves the CC building as well here on the side of Bunny. That will come about. Reaper will come through as well. And the Starport coming through. The Orbital on the way. Hellion a couple of Marines as we get ourselves just established. Pretty standard for the early moments. Get this all settled here. In the blink coming through, that warp gate about to finish, and our gateway will set up as well. As it just take a few moments, wouldn't mind. Might just end up going for a drop. I mean, to be fair, we're going to have quite a lot of Marines. If you drop, you could drop the Marines as well. One wouldn't mind 6 Marines. Has been a fairly common drop lately, actually. I've seen that a fair amount as of late, so Yeah. Getting morphing in, just going to see the Sentry and the Stalker going to continue to hit. The Reaper will take a few more shots, is going to go down. Little grenade there, pop the probes over to the side, and the medevac loads up, going to start moving out onto the map as well. Hallucination going to be a part of tracking this down. And the Adept going to be there, chasing the Hellion. The Hallucination will gain follow for the moment. Hallucination is going to be there. The Woodmine is going to go and unburrow and reburrow. So it's just the two mines of, in the end. Obviously, would kind of like to save a mine here, and he does save it. Takes a shot and takes a shot on the medevac as well, but both get out at least. Blink about to finish the Forge and the Assimilator coming through. Our Nexus about halfway done. We add on those probes. We get the Raven on the way out. The +1 attack upgrade building on the Engineering Bay. And yeah, Stalker's just going to go to the middle, and Classic working his way to the upper left side for the moment. Move that straight across as we get this set up. Nexus finishes, the charge on the way, we get some gates going. Stalker's going to be pinging onto the building reactor there. The few Marines are going to step over as well. It's just going to try and come straight through. Those Stalkers blinking back already. Siege Tank going to get there as well. Those Stalkers all pushed out. The auto turret will go down as the factory moves off the tech lab. The barracks going to move to the tech lab. And a few more Marines are still being added in for the moment. So again, just got a little bit of setting up a rumbling for now. Back in combat shield, building still, the +1 attack upgrade. There's the Widowmine dropping through, and a couple of probes will be in immediate trouble as unburrow and reburrow once again. The couple Stalkers not going to get the kill, so that will be a probe kill. He targets a couple times. I think that's the best probe you're going to get. Maybe could have hit one on the Assimilator, maybe could have grabbed a couple. Okay, Stimpack combat +1, all coming up. Charging +1 coming down, and again the extra gates and the probes all producing. As we continue to settle down here, the Marine Marauder medevac is still very much so on its way. The Stalker's taking damage just for the moment. How's the first series? It was interesting. It was kind of fast, but there was actually some pretty close games. Like, there was definitely moments where I was like, okay, this could be a thing in both games as well. So they were fast games, but not... Yeah. Definitely a factor as the bio just going to continue up. Combat shield will come over as well. That's going to be seeing that bio continue to hit. Widow mines and bio will come through also. Just going to see that concurrence of shells coming up. A couple of auto turrets firing also. There's a bio going to get there. A couple of the zealots getting jumped on. A couple more zealots coming through as well. Stalker's blinking up. Going to go straight after the siege tank. Siege tank goes down. I mean, Bunny in a good spot here. If he can just get through those zealots, the Stalkers would melt afterwards, but the zealots taking a long time to eat through. Still a lot of bio, though, isn't it? Has Bunny just done it just like that? Just going to pull away to the right-hand side. He's not going to continue pushing for a couple of moments here as the army settles to go toward the front. Haven't seen Clem play for 3 days straight. Yo, Clem will be here soon. I think Clem's in Group D for us though, isn't he? We'll probably see him on Monday before we see him here. Pain. Couple force fields going down. There's also trying to push to the front there as well as the bio continues to kite backward. Auto turret going to flare. Pylon taking some shots. Another Widow Mine going off. A couple of those zealots taking damage as well. The Stalkers and the Sentry continue to push on through as the Stalkers will go after that Raven. Again, Observer goes down, Stalker Sentry going down, another Observer getting picked off, so we get some kills there. Just going to be seeing our Vikings, Marines, and Marauders coming through too. As our Nexus and our armor upgrade continue about. Gonna be seeing a couple more Widowmine shots still coming. I mean, Bunny's just overwhelming here. Looks as though he's gonna have plenty. And he's gonna be looking to take a 2-0 perhaps. Because this army right now is terrifying. And I don't think Classic gets enough to survive this. Dog's going to be there a little bit. Bio getting pushed back the other way. Bio still pushing. Just going to see the few Zealots coming around. The Colossus coming through. Extended Thermal Lance and the +1 armor. But it might as well burrow again. There's a couple Zealots getting to the natural mineral line as well. What of mines. Trying to hit the Zealots, the Stalkers. Going to hit a lot of the Zealots, actually. Bio's still kiting back. See a couple more shots coming through. The army of Classic still pushing up. Ghost Academy building. Still some Widow Mines producing. Will fall in this army still from Bunny heading down the right hand side. A few of the probes coming across. Probe getting that extended thermal lance ready as well. A couple of the probes going down too. This is going to have ourselves Zealot Stalker. Colossus going to blink forward there. Widowmine's going to go bang bang. Multiple Stalkers going down immediately, splitting this army up as the Colossus are melting. We've seen the army of Bunny be too good for too long, I think. As that is going to be GG called, and Bunny is going to take game 2 of the series 2-0 in this best of 3. Bunny goes to the winner's match. He will play hero. We will start off with the elimination match, though, which means for us it's more PvP already. As we'll get this series set up to go. With, Classic versus Skillus. Alright, we'll hop on over to NA. We'll get Classic Skillus ready to go here on the NA server. Get this set up and get into some PvP, guys. Elimination match. We are going to actually steamroll through the games today, aren't we? I can just tell. Today is just going to be like boom, boom, bang. Let's go and see if Classic's still in career. 1 sec. Oh, I think he's hopped. It's not on NA yet. Some people take a while to log into NA. It'd be a bit funky. Alright, Classic's got a better seed than Skillus, I believe. Yes. Fortunately for Skillus, he's going to have server disadvantage all day long because one of the things we have from the group stage 1 is your seeding is impactful. So basically, because Skillus finished 3rd place in his group, there's no one lower seeded than him that came into group stage 2. So he will always have the lower seed, and higher seed will get server advantage. So there is more of a benefit to have done well in that group stage 1. How many channel points would I gamble on it being a short day? Well, first of all, I'm actually going to complete the prediction from yesterday. It just made me realize I didn't end that one. I really think it is going to be a short day, simply for the fact that, like I say, I've gone out of my way to change the time of it to make sure I'm finished in time. So yes, it's absolutely going to be a short day. Like, it really is. But that's okay. like I said, we've got the sponsored content as well. It's not going to be a short day for me necessarily. It's just I'm going to have plenty of time to do what I need to do. That's, I guess, what it comes down to. Alright, so we'll get this Skillus classic matchup on the way. Get this ready to rumble. Get this ready to start. Do 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 do. How's everyone doing? Again, hope everyone is doing well. Hope you're all feeling good. Thank you for joining us today, and good to see you all. Eldorado, Persephone, Killers, and Sandworm going to be vetoed here. So all the newer maps are taken away for this PvP, as we'll get ready for the rest of the games in just a few short moments. Again, we're going to be here with the Spring Championship Group C tomorrow, by the way, back at our normal starting time. Cure, Max, Pax, Dark, and Trigger. It's kind of an interesting group because Trigger played really well in his group, second place. He looked really good in those games, and he took a game off Cure as well in the series he lost. So yeah, definitely excited to see some Trigger action tomorrow, and Dark has maybe not been 100% lately, so I actually think that's going to turn into a very fun group. As we're going to start today, the first best of 5 on Amygdala. Amygdala's the first game of every series today, apparently. Oh, wrong server. Alright, lobby link is down, guys, so we should just be a moment or two before we kick into this. Not too long at all. We can get this on the way. Get ready to kick off into some action. We got Classic, we got Skillus. And if our players are ready, we can start. I was just checking if anyone else was here because obviously it's a proper starting time now, so I was wondering if more people might show up, but I don't think so. Double check if players are ready. Go goes Classic. Just need Skillus to switch to Protoss. He is ready. Let's get into Amygdala for game number 1 of this best of 5. We're going to eliminate a player here from the round of 16. They'll walk away with only $100. And again, even if you just win this one, you get an extra $25 for finishing 3rd place in the group, even if you don't advance to playoffs. So that's a fairly noteworthy thing. After this, Bunny Hero as well. Bunny has been able to beat Hero a little bit here and there lately, so I actually think that's going to be very interesting too. Very excited to get into this and to get this underway. In the top right-hand side, we're going to start things off with the red Protoss player. This is Classic. He's taking on the blue Protoss in the bottom left-hand corner of the map. From Team Liquid, we have Skillus. Already got Classic to play versus Serral today. Yeah, I saw that. That must be such a miserable, like, hey, do you want to come play in a show match? And like, yeah, that sounds really fun, Roddy. He's like, yeah, your opponent's Serral. And you're like, thanks? Thanks, I guess? Sad? What did I do to you, Roddy? Bro? Hello? I didn't deserve this. Two gateways was the one gateway, so Classic may be looking for that fast expansion. Have it go on both sides. And Cybercore's coming up, Gateway coming through. Zell getting going, Probe's gonna nibble. Of bits and bobs moving around. It's gonna be seen on Nexus coming about, getting set up here for a few moments and get ready to go. Country, Stargate, all coming through. The couple of depths coming over. The battery down in that natural. Pro's going to keep moving around as well, so again, just a little bit of poking and prodding as the couple of sentries and the stalkers gather up. Battery will do some healing on the sentries. The Stargate going to finish much faster from Skillus here, is obviously Classic's expanding, but he'll get to his own Stargate. That expansion up, blocking the expansion of Skillus is going to slow him down that little bit as well. Nicely done so far. As again, we poke about, we do some work. Again, that Stargate is about halfway done. Nexus starts on the natural finally from Skillus, so you can get that underway and get this kicking. It's going to be seeing the next in the row facility coming through as well as we get settled down for a couple moments. Just going to have ourselves the attempt to poke through here and there for the next little bit. Phoenix going to be there. And all the rest of this as the couple of sentries come through. We're actually going to get rid of the Oracle, which is really nice. Give me a nice grab. Forge the simulators, the rover facility, continue to come through for a couple of moments, so again we get ourselves a little bit more set up on the way as all the rest of this comes about here. The Stalkers setting up as we go. Moving across the other side. Alright, so a little bit of movement. We do have our Oracle getting pushed the other way. And just have ourselves the Nexus and the Twilight Council continue to come about as well. Classic just attacks, so it's going to run out of stuff, and Classic going to take a game number 1 of this best of 5, guys. Alright, so we'll get ourselves into game 2 in a second. Sorry, just having an issue or something over here. Things bugging out. Looks like they're fixed though. Perfect. Alright, game number 2. Sorry guys, something kind of happened in the game, and I'm trying to fix it, and then I got a bit distracted, I will not lie. Alright, so Classic gets up to a 1-0 lead as we get ourselves into game number 2 on Frostline. Beautiful play. The most stunning of plays. Alright, we'll just get everyone in, move everyone up. So we'll check everyone's the right race. And we can go into game number 2, guys. So, second map coming through here. We get this set nice and quickly. And we'll head straight into Frostline. So, gonna get Frostline up and running. Get this all rolling. For game number 2. Up 1 in the top right side will be Classic. Wow, look at that intro. Introed before we even had the countdown finished. That is some efficiency right there, as Skillus is in the bottom left. And we head ourselves into, like I say, game 2 of this matchup and get this underway. Have our gateway, probe continue to come through as well, so just going to be getting a little bit of building, getting going for the moment. Just have ourselves the simulator coming up too, and the probes will continue to go. So we got set for a couple of moments here and get underway. And again, that gateway coming about, the simulator's coming through. Just seeing where this second game is going to take us, see what sort of a style we're going to get from these guys. And all the rest of it. So double gateway coming up. We got settled for a few moments. And obviously the tech will come through from here, so we'll see a little bit more of what's going on very shortly, hopefully. And a bit of a better idea as to how everything is panning out over these next few moments as we get this underway. So, it's going to be having our probe scouting around. Obviously, the sentry going to start up as well. Give us a little bit of an idea of where the tech is going in this game, too. So, just going to get that up and rolling. With both sentries on the way again, both players obviously showing us an idea of where we're going in this game and what we're likely to be heading to over the next few moments. So, we'll be setting that up, getting that all started. Well, the Council is going to be the choice from both players. So actually going to see the tech staying the same from both as we likely go Blink versus Blink. It's pretty fun as well, right? I mean, Blink versus Blink should give us a pretty awesome little setup. And without anyone being significantly ahead or behind or in any sort of real position of note, I think it's fair to say, early on. Then yeah, we probably really do get a good idea of where things will go. There's a couple of sentries and the Stalker will just go pinging away. They'll do a little bit of work for themselves for a couple of moments. And yeah, a couple of gates is morphing into the warp gates as well, so we get that all on the way out. We have our Blink coming through. A little bit more setup just continuing for the moment here. I was going to get the +1 a little bit sooner, which is obviously nice as well. If you can get away with getting that +1 up, then hell yeah, go for it, right? Is what it kind of comes down to. So, kind of liking the plan from him still. Definitely feels like a reasonable setup to start us off. Blink. Then we'll be finishing from both shortly. Skillus goes for the faster third. Classic's build a bit more in the tech side of things here, so he's going to be having that to kind of look on for the foreseeable future as well, so we'll keep our eyes open for that. Hallucination goes down. Classic already trying to blink and seeing if there's some opportunity for him to maybe do something for a moment or two, but answer is just going to be not really still for the moment. There's not a lot really to be done right now. So you just sit back and play a little bit of the waiting game here, as we are going to get a little recall off and bring a few units over with that recall as well. And just get the defense going against a few Stalkers. So Classic trying to poke around. Skill's doing a pretty good job of nullifying the possibility that that leads to anything just yet. And again, just trying to make sure that this is going to be as cozy of a setup as possible so far. Again, +1 coming up on both sides. We get the charge coming through too. We just continue with all of this as the Stalker's going to poke in from Skillus, but Classic has a lot of units up on that high ground, so nothing going to really come of that there. Nothing to be said about that for a moment or two at least. And the Stalkers and the Sentry still patrolling about just for now, as we just have ourselves the +1 and the charge, again, all coming through for the moment, so a little bit more coming out here. Well, the charge is on the way from both players as well, so that next step is coming through. Temple Archives obviously seems like a fairly important addition, because you get that Temple Archives up, you'll be able to start getting the Archons out, and that's typically going to be a very important addition here as well, so we like that a lot. You see there's a few Stalkers already getting hit, so a few shots coming through, as we do see Classic pushing Skillus back over to that left-hand side for a couple of moments. So again, a little bit of damage being dealt, a little bit of push and shove coming around. We get some Zealots going to move across the map also. Just going to bring those straight across. Gonna get back to fighting in this mineral lining. Classic's actually going to be the one losing quite a few pros, but he is pushing on the other side of the map, so this attack in obviously could be pretty scary as well. Before Skill's going down, actually going to be seeing Skill's able to blink across that, but that does put his blink onto cooldown, right? So there is still a negative and a cost to kind of making that play. You can see the Stalkers, the Zealots, and all the rest continue to come over. And +2 attack upgrade continues up as well for now, as we just have those Archons trying to hold on for Classic. They go down as well, and Skillus is going to get a cleanup on this army. Classic killed a lot of workers, but he needs to be able to recover army-wise. I mean, he had the upgrade advantage here as well, just has not been able to really see this through to a truly successful ending, unfortunately. And that, I think, is going to just be... He's not dead, but if Skillus attacks right now, Classic is already definitely in a lot of trouble, right? So there's definitely some issues there already kind of found. Couple Stalkers coming up. +2 attack coming in. The pylon on the way as well. Gonna try and push up once again. Just gonna see the sentry going down. The few Stalkers are gonna still get jumped on for a moment. Our Stalkers will get on up there. Continue to put some pressure in as we just go for this. Skillus has a lot more than Classic right now, and it feels as though we've got ourselves an incoming tied-up series. Isn't that heckin' exciting? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. The Stalkers will continue to trade, but it's just not going to be good enough from Classic here. Skillus is going to even this out 1-1, and we are going to get ourselves a tied-up situation, as mentioned. Hell yeah. Super excited for that. We're going to see some back and forth today. Honestly, I was not quite convinced we were going to see any back and forth. I actually thought today was going to become very, very slow going. Alright, drop some ads in just while we... Oh, no. Yes, just drop some ads in while we get this next game started, guys, as it is going to be going to ley lines. Alright, move our players into position. I can probably count down into this. Double check the races are going to be set correctly, because there was a moment or two here where we had to swap them around. We just need Skillus to ready up. We're going to be off and away, guys. So, get straight into our game number 3. As soon as Skillus is set, we'll, like I say, kick this straight on off. Skillus ready as well. Perfect. Let's get this underway, guys. Countdown begins for game number 3. It's 1-1 and we're all tied up. And the action is very much so on its way here in the Spring Championship round of 16 Group B. Let's head into the loading screen for ley lines as we get this, like I say, set up right here. In the top right-hand side of the map, and we are going to be kicking this next game off with the red Protoss player. Let's make some StarCraft 2 Twitch chat clatter for Classic. He takes on, in the bottom left, the blue Protoss. We have Skillus. Alright, so this game 3 gets underway. couple of different games so far. Obviously, that first game, all of that Stargate aggression that came through. The second game, we just have ourselves blink, and then, like I say, Classic really felt as though he could push in and make something happen, but Skillus gets the defense, gets the counterattack. Very nicely done early on. Well, again, the gateway's coming up, the cyber core's on the way through. I'm just going to see our probes coming about as well as we get set here. In the next couple of moments, we continue to chase around. Okay, building. Stalker's on the way out. Sentry building as well, so let me just bring all of that straight through for now. And yeah, Sentry's out, Stalkers, Walk Gate, bit of everything on the way over for now. Just getting ourselves established for this game. Number 3. Couple of depths going through. Obviously, fast expansion from Skillus. Yes, we are kind of ping-ponging between kind of the builds from each player. Everyone's doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that, so we've been a little bit all over the place so far. The Stalker's going to go pinging onto the pylon right off the very get-go, so just going to finally get that down. That means that Classic can put his expansion into play, so he will get that underway. And finally gets that to start. So that's obviously the one thing he's just been missing for a little bit. Again, I have the sentries building on both sides here. Just for now. Sentries coming up, the warp gate coming through. Twilight Council coming into play. Road facility coming into play as well. We end up getting ourselves a good amount of probes there. That's actually really nice. 5 workers killed. So Classic getting some really good early damage done. Hell yeah, some really good shots off from him than that one. 5 workers going down. Big kills. And thank you so much, Cocat in, for the 9-month resub on the Prime. Super appreciated. Thank you for the Prime sub. Always appreciate the support on the subs, guys. Obviously, if you are enjoying the stream today, if you are enjoying the games and the WardiTV Spring Championship, do consider supporting with your Prime subs. Get them out for the StarCrafts. We appreciate it. Well, a few sentries just going to finish off the rocks. The gateway still coming through. +1 and Immortal on the way. We add on a couple of extra probes there as well. So all of that coming over for the moment. We get that set. Let's just see the blink coming through too, so a little bit of everything on the way in still. And Skillus really seems to like this Robo sort of style, setting up into the Robo rather than anything else initially, and just kind of playing from there, so going for that at the moment. We'll see how that continues. Sort of thing which allows you to build up that very kind of tech-heavy army, an army that can really do a lot as the game progresses, to be fair, right? You know, an army that has a lot of value but obviously doesn't have as much mobility. Gives a really fun dynamic, because obviously you then have the Stalkers that are going to be blinking around and playing very efficiently, versus the units that if they just get a straight-up fight can obviously play, you know, do very well themselves and also do, you know, some very good trading, so yeah. Fun, little combination here. So actually catch this Immortal, so Classic, if you get rid of one of the Immortals already, it's obviously just going to be a big win for you, no doubt about that. Just going to be having the Stalkers and the Sentries continue to gather up. Just going to be seeing the other couple Sentries still pinging away. Some fairly serious work done there as the Force Field's going down and try and chase this away, but I think, like I say, Classic's going to be pretty happy. He got some good value. out of these units, and he is warping in to keep the pressure going as well, so he's even got a forward gateway coming up, so he really wants to do more. Meanwhile, Skillus looking to the future, +2 attack start, so already Classic is behind an upgrade. Oh, he blinks in, but he blinks in after the Stalkers, which means he's not going to get to blink in for the Immortal, which I think is going to be very sad for him, and that's actually going to be a big part of the way towards defending this, as more Stalkers warping in. It's still a slow warping because the gateway is yet to finish, so that is creating a little bit of a complication right now in the overall scheme of what's going on. More shots continue through. Again, the +2 and Resonating Glaives both coming up. I'm going to be having a few Stalkers still taking some hits, so I mean, Classic's still going for this, and it might be that he gets through this. 2 Immortals finally showing back up, and both of those really are necessary, but being able to trade so much without those Immortals having been there takes away basically the one advantage Skillus was meant to have in this. We are getting dangerously close to that +2. Obviously, Classic trying to put some work in on the battery, so that's just not there for the future as well, so just trying to make that a factor, if at all possible. See how Stokes continue to fight. 10 probes already going down, so really successful starting point still from Classic. I mean, I feel like he's just about getting enough done to continue to justify all of this. And I think that's going to lead us to a very good spot here, as this Immortal is not going down. We don't have the damage for the battery. Is actually allowing us to hold on. Oh my goodness! Skillus is going to get close to a defense just because of that alone. I mean, that's a pretty serious amount of damage absorbed by that Immortal. It's not going to matter in the end, apparently, but man, it almost made it work out. Classic going to get to the 2-1 lead of this best of 5. Beautiful. Alright, so Classic gets to the 2-1 advantage. We will be heading into our game number 4 then in a second. We're good on ads, I believe, so we should just be able to get straight into 4th map, which will be Ultra Love, as Classic will be playing for a victory already. West Central, West Central. Game 4. Drop that lobby link down and we should be able to get this underway, guys. You're watching the WardiTV Spring Championship round of 16 Group B. Action continuing through. I get our players in here. For some reason, they are not joining us currently. Since Skillus is just taking a second, we'll get their races set. And we should be able to kick off into this, guys. Like I say, get back to it. Get back into the games, as Classic says, go, go. Waiting for Skills to give us the go-ahead as well, guys, and that should just be us good to really resume into this. So a couple of moments, let's back on track. There we go. Readied up and into Ultra Love. We're going to be heading. So Ultra Love coming in for game number 4. This best of 5 and going Classic's way now all of a sudden. So yeah, let's head this into Ultra Love and let's see what we get. Let's go in game. In the top right hand side, down in the match. And now must win this game, otherwise he will be eliminated from the Spring Championship. We have Skillus. Taking on in the bottom left, the red Protoss player Classic. We have ourselves this game 4. He's up 2-1. I was a little bit afraid, honestly. Like, I felt like some of the trades that he was starting to make initially were not really going the way he needed them to. Needed to be get a lot more done, basically. So yeah, I was getting a little bit afraid for Classic, if I'm going to be honest for you guys. But works out in the end. As those gates come up, the assimilators come through, and get ourselves settled in. We have our gateways coming up. Obviously, this is a map with a low ground natural that has high ground to low ground, so ramp. That makes it a little bit more defendable, so the expansions become a little bit more common in that case. That is typically how these setups work, so that is where we go with this for the moment. As our assimilators then will come through, and we will probably just see one gate expansions into some tech choices being made over these next few moments. Now the probes nibbling each other then for a little bit here as we settle down and get set. And you chase around, continuing the Stargate going to come down as well, so we'll get that placed into position. And yeah, Stargate from both players makes sense, just very safe in case your opponent gets aggressive against you. And this is why you see so much Phoenix versus Phoenix on these kind of maps, because if both players are encouraged to go for a one-gate Stargate kind of play, you know, with an expansion coming in behind it, then naturally, if it's Stargate versus Stargate, Phoenix versus Phoenix is kind of a natural follow-along to that as well. So, like I say, that should not really come in as too much of a surprise on this one, at least. Again, just see the Stargates going through. There's the Nexus. Obviously, Classic just needs to get rid of the pylon. Sorry, Skillus just needs to get rid of the pylon. And there, we will be able to go from there. And Phoenix coming about, Nexus coming through, Warp Gate coming over. Just going to be seeing that Phoenix still chrono boosting out with the Stargate right now. Continue to get underway. We'll just have that second Stargate coming up, because obviously Phoenix versus Phoenix will invite that kind of a situation, so we get straight towards that. Get that started for the moment. Phoenix continue to get gathered together. Stargate still building, again the Phoenix coming through. And get one probe nabbed right on the edge of that. Phoenix gathering, going to come along the left-hand side. Plenty of Phoenix on the way, obviously. Phoenix versus Phoenix typically plays very slowly in this matchup because, well, you know, neither player really wants to be the aggressor. Neither player wants to attack because attacking is terrible. Attacking is your worst nightmare in this scenario. It does not do anything for you. It just puts you into the position where you're moving across the map and giving your opponent the Phoenix advantage, typically. So, yeah, typically you want to try and steer away from being the aggressor, which means that both players are just going to keep building up. The problem is if you start teching away from Phoenix, that investment into something else becomes very difficult. Right? So, you know, because then you can open yourself up to, like, if you stop making Phoenix, your opponent overwhelms your Phoenix, and you kind of just die to Phoenix before you truly get your other tech online. So it becomes very difficult for sure. And this will be able to take a couple of seconds. Continue to come on through. Well, Phoenix still sitting on both sides. Fleet Beacon already much faster from Classic, so you'll have that Phoenix range kind of timing. That doesn't actually go... usually doesn't have as much of an impact as you might think. Having range versus no range typically might seem kind of crazy, but... just have ourselves the range starting up then from Skillus. So it's going to be a little while. We'll see if Classic can succeed in these moments. I mean, if you can get a good fight, then brilliant. It's not necessarily a guarantee just because you can get that distance, because obviously a lot of the time turning around and running can do a big thing. Skillus does have the slight ping advantage, and this is one of those matchups where actually the slightest of ping advantages really does have a major difference, because so much of it will be about trying to react to your opponent turning the Phoenix around to stay into range. Right now we're doing a great job of Classic though. Just sitting there, getting some damage done, nothing over the top. But what he is achieving for himself is the ability to really come through and just kind of get rid of workers. He's not putting his Phoenix in danger because he's staying right on the edge of his advantage and not his opponent's. So he's not even initiating the fight that could maybe then go wrong, because like I say, it does get a little bit funky sometimes when you're in those sort of moments and you've got range versus no range, but then the no range player just turns around instead of being chased down, and then it's just a Phoenix fight. But yeah, getting rid of the pros is going to be huge, and Classic definitely starting to take a big advantage in this. So that bravery with that range to get across, as now he does actually just jump onto the Phoenix here, so we're going to begin to trade. We go back and forth a little bit. Phoenix continuing to fight for a few moments here as well. It's going to be seeing this fight going to go completely the way of Classic, and that is going to be Decisive. 3-1 for Classic. Decisive final map with Phoenix on Phoenix just completely going his way. There's not really much to kind of come back and re-mention on that one, I would say, either. Just that was just Classic. I would say playing better. Playing better on the Phoenix versus Phoenix. Got to that Fleet Beacon a little bit sooner, and with that Fleet Beacon was like, cool. Because the Fleet Beacon's here, I feel confident to kind of step on the map. Again, that's something you don't always do in Phoenix versus Phoenix. But he felt good enough to do it there. It benefits from it. GG's. We're going to be hopping over to the Korean server, guys, as we're going to get that set up. I'm going to I'll be a moment while we get that ready, so I'll see you guys in a moment while we get ready for Hero versus Bunny straight after this. Alright guys, we're just going through, we're going to get into Amygdala here for map number 1. Amygdala is just the official map 1 of the day apparently. Every single series is starting with Amygdala map 1. Just got the lobby links up and so, guys. Alright, sorry for some distractions. Let's get this going. Just trying to figure out what the 5th map was. Crossline, I believe. Alright, get this underway, guys. Sorry for being a little slow. Drag the players around, and we should be good to begin. Players are ready. We've got the casters in here. Perfect, let's get this started up. Get this underway. Alrighty, so Amygdala coming through. Good to see you all. Thanks for joining us as we get ready to go into our next best of 5. The winners match here between Hero and Bunny. One of these players will advance on to play in the playoffs, and the other will fight against Classic in the decider match. Last couple of times I've casted Hero Bunny, it's actually gone pretty well for Bunny. Bunny has been able to find some success in this matchup, so we'll see if that will reign true today as well. As we get this up and running, we get started off. Get this all underway. Alrighty, so in the top right-hand corner, we're going to have ourselves the red Terran player. This is Bunny. Like I said, he's been playing pretty well against here the last couple of times. I've casted him. Maybe they played a little bit more that I don't quite remember as well, but we will see how this one turns out as we get set up to go, go, go. Alright, we're actually in Engineering Bay, and coming up for a couple of moments, we get settled down, figure out what the players want to get up to here, see what their plans shall be. It's already this Engineering Bay block on the natural, so we will see that right from the start. Not an uncommon kind of play. Obviously the Engineering Bay block to try and force the out of position setup and so on. SCV just going to go with the probe and a little bit of back and forth there as well. So a little bit of action coming through. A couple of shots coming around. As we have got the SCV going to come journeying over. SCV stepping by, just going to be having ourselves the factory coming down, and we have ourselves again, a little bit of setting up being done, so a couple of moments here. So far, so good. You see the Stalker is going to come out on the map a little bit as well, so also going to come for a little bit of a journey there. Heading over to see, again, if there's any trouble it might be able to cause in the next few moments. And the gateway and the battery continue to come through for the moment, so we bring all of that online. The sentry coming up as well. We'll just see our Stalker coming across, as we are going to try and slow down the bunker production. Obviously, the orbital's on the high ground, so not going to have too many issues with the actual expansion for a couple of moments, but just trying to get that set up. Get that underway. Full grenade coming down. Stalker's going to boop about. The Marines and the Reaper will continue to push forward as well. Orbital lifts back over. Just going to be seeing again the couple of Marines. The medevac coming over as well. Widowmine and the barracks continuing through. And Stalkers in the center, we will just continue about. We'll just hit that bunker. We'll take this down in the next couple of moments here. Medevac coming up. Barracks coming in. Destination just going to be there, fading away there as well. A couple of Marines coming about. For the moment, see the barracks coming through. The siege tank and the Marines setting up as well. The sentry helping to chase the medevac away. I always love watching sentries trying to get involved in like fights. They're like, I can do this with my tickle ray. Trying to actually push back like a full-on medevac and stuff. Just never really going to be a success story. But they try their hardest. We do have ourselves the blink continuing about for the moment as well. So just continue to bring that through for now. And yeah, the gateway and the robo facility setting up also. So all of that coming online just for now. Forge and Robo Facility, both building 2. The Hallucination going to get blasted by the Widowmine as well, so we'll just get ourselves a good shot off on that. Got a +1 on the charge, both coming through as well. So like I say, this really goes to get Hero set up into this next step of this game. As what Bunny's been really successful with against Hero typically has been the ability to kind of come across the map, hit some strong timings early. They've played a couple longer kind of back and forth games, but Bunny typically wants to get that momentum on his side, that pressure going for himself. That has been the point of success for him a lot of the time. Marines and the tanks keep stepping forward. Tanks will be sieging here just for a couple of moments. The Stim Combat and +1 all coming over. The Marine Marauder building out. The medevac's on the way. And that Robo Bay will be going through too as the auto turret drops down. And that's going to be the Observer taken out already. It's just going to rip that away right from the start. Marine's going to be there, and that pylon going down too. So that Raven still sitting overhead, gathering up with everything else. Combat shield and concussive shells continue to build out. Marine, Marauder, and medevac coming through too. Again, with that Robo Bay coming online in a moment or so, we'll see what our next stage of this is going to be. We drop an Observer to the right side as well, so another nice catch. +1 and the Immortal coming up. And with that road bay finishing soon, going to get into a nice place as our few Marines will unload once again. Stalker's just going to recall back over to the natural. Going to pull back over here as we do have those Stalkers able to get those kills. The Raven, the bio units continue to gather around. Just continue to get set for the moment as well. Stalker's going to be there and continue to whack away. I mean, Bunny's going to get pushed back, and the problem here is that because it's Stalkers that are pushing you back, there is absolutely a world in which everything just dies on this escape, right? So that part of this is not looking super pretty right now. That definitely feels a little bit rough. And as you have the bits of everything else still gathering through. And Colossus is popping out, so Hero's going to get into a better and better army comp. And the scary thing for Bunny is when you get pushed back once against Hero, you get into this position where Hero is then going to be super aggressive consistently against you. He will take map control now. He will get onto the map. He will make a whole bunch of stuff happen. It's going to make life very difficult as we get settled in. Rocks will begin to drill up here for a couple moments, so again we get that settled up for the moment. And the +2 attack, +1 armor coming up. That prism speed is coming along for a couple of moments. You got that Dark Shrine and a couple of gateways coming through as well, so gonna see Hero, like I said, because he pushed back that first attack, he's so good at capitalizing from there, and that really digs Terrans into this hole that's so tough to get out of, because it is quite a scary hole to be in. A Protoss player that can be aggressive on the map like Hero, who's good at multitasking, he's gonna get access now to all sorts of additional tools to harass with as well, so he really is just gonna get into a really nice position here. I love this for Hero. Really could not have picked too much of a better opening for himself so far, apart from actually just like killing Bunny with the first bits of harassment. Bunny's going to hang on in there in the game, but like I say, it's this next few minutes that are going to be struggle. Bunny needs to find a way to get to a 4th base, if he wants a 4th base, right? I mean, maybe he tries to just play like a 3-base all-in, essentially, with like a few Ghosts and Vikings and so. Otherwise, he needs to get to a 4th base, and even then, he needs to make sure he doesn't die along the way, because we are going to have this Protoss army kind of threatening all of the time. Zald's going to charge up towards the bunker already, so the bunker already taking some mega shots. We do see the Widow Mine still gathering up as well. 2-2 upgrades continue to move for the moment. We get those 2-2 upgrades into play. As, yeah, Disruptor +3 attack continue to come about. We'll see the Nexus still being added on. Disruptor and the upgrades all continuing forwards. Batteries coming over. And yeah, we continue to get settled here for the next little while. A little bit of the Zealot army on the top side, going to get caught and pushed away too, so just going to chase that for a little while. Once again, why not? Zealot Stalker will be here to try and play cleanup. I mean, this is still not... I mean, look at the map. Again, I feel like this is like so indicative of PvT lately. The moment you don't have pressure as the Terran, the Protoss expands and expands. Hero's dealing with the dropships well, so he's not letting Bunny back into the game easily. And you just sit here as the Protoss army with what isn't even that scary a Protoss army right now, but it's very scary when the Terran feels the need to get out on the map, and they must be in position to kind of take that 4th base soon. Otherwise, like I say, this entire game really does just begin to unravel and more. Widowmine's going to go off for a bunch of these Zealots. So a lot of Zealots going down. The bunker's still going to be there. Going to be seeing a couple of Ghosts getting wrapped around as well. More Widowmine shots continue to come through. Bosses are going to get chased down. One of them fallen already as the Vikings are able to make that grab. So they are going to be able to catch up. So that's a nice little bonus too. And again, we'll continue to do just a nice job of this all around here for now. Looking good. "17 SCVs dead as Bunny's going to try and take the 4th on top." I mean, this is where Hero's been lingering anyway, so this is just inviting Hero to come into a fight. Let's see. Disruptor Shot's obviously able to start coming out as well. Massive Zealot DT attack already lined up on the right side as well. And again, you can see where the problems will be at with all of those as the Bio chases some of that Zealot DT away again. Like I say, it feels like this first opening game of this winners match is just all about Hero. Again, isn't that just the mastery of Hero when he's able to, again, take that little bit of an edge early and he's just able to maintain? To me, that is where Hero really has just excelled in general lately, so... Well, CC's just going to get blown up. I don't think we live this game if we actually lose the 4th, because there's such a challenge to even start getting to the 4th base that anything else I think is going to be a pretty much straight shutdown. Yeah, CV's pulling around, the Zealot's going to get gathered up. "23 dead SCVs. Pretty brutal to start us off here. As we have, I mean, just more damage going down. Bunny is basically going to attack across the map that must win this game, and it's not going to do that at all. GG's, and Hero will take the opening map of the series. So Hero off to a killer start in his winners match, looking to advance towards the playoffs if he can win this series. Of course, just game 1 of the best of 5, so we've got a way to go. But obviously it does set a nice tone. Just setting a nice precedent right now. If you are a Hero, you got to be loving how this is going for you so far. Let's get everyone invited in, guys. Hero Bunny, 5 casters is what we've had so far, I believe. Looks good to me. As yo, Hybrid, thank you so much for gifting us about Optimus Prime, one of the guys who's always here in the chat. Thanks so much for the gifted sub, mate. Appreciate the support today. Thank you for supporting the WardiTV Spring Championship. Players ready. Let's get straight into it, guys. Looks as though Bunny was really ready just to go and put that last game behind him, it seems. So, no waiting around from him. Alright, in the top left-hand side, we will have ourselves the Blue Terran looking to bounce back in this best of. We have ourselves Bunny. In the bottom left-hand side, our red Protoss player is Hero. So, game number 2. As we do start our probe across the map, get ready to rumble. straight through to the natural, up to this upper left-hand side, so we get a roll in here just for the moment. Probe and SCV gonna nibble up against each other. A little bit of work being done to start us off. Probe, nibbling. SCV taking shots. And bunker coming through, CC in the factory still coming up as well, so we got a lot of that rolling here. Up and running right now. X moves over, factory starts up, a couple of these Hellions, the warp gate, or the gateway and the Twilight Council coming through. So get those Hellions out, and that's why Bunny will try and put some pressure on 2 Hellions, then the double Widow Mine, so we're going to go into the Widow Mine drops on the Hellions trying to poke across here initially, so that's the game plan kind of revealed right from the get-go now. Is the hallucination, we'll see the Hellions come in at least, so you can prep some defense as Hero, get ready a little bit to deal with that right from the start or so. As a couple of Hellions move through, the Adept going to be hitting them. Those Hellions taking some damage, as we do see 3 workers going down, make it just the 3 for the moment. It's not bad though. Again, in for the Hellions for 3 workers straight away is actually pretty reasonable. Obviously, we'll see what the Widow Mine drop can do in the next stage of this. That will likely be an interesting part as well. See whether we can continue to find some success here early. It's 4 Widow Mines as well, so quite a lot of dropping power. Means that you got to really take your time to clean this up as Hero. There's definitely a world where you feel like you cleaned it up and then you don't quite. So yeah, something to look at is the Raven, the barracks. Tech Lab coming through as well. Just get ourselves continuing to build up into all of that now at this point of time. Couple of Widow Mine shots going off. The probes coming through. Marines the +1. The siege tank coming over. The stalkers will come over as well. Let's have ourselves the blink. Stalkers get into this natural. It's obviously going to be nice because now they can start getting some of these kills in, so they are going to start going some sizable damage right away. Just going to be seeing 2 SCVs going down. The refineries will fall. Stim pack on the +1 coming up as well. Marines and the tank still coming out. The charge is going to be on the way from Hero as well. More stalkers coming through. Just going to see the charge coming again. The forge on the way. Obviously, with all the bio upgrades finished, and that will be when we really can go and make something a little extra happen. It's gonna have a, again, charge coming through, the +1 attack coming up. When when that finishes, maybe Hero will also try and be feeling a little bit more comfortable on the map, right? Having charge is obviously a big bonus, big benefit, so we'll likely try and sit around that for a little bit and make something happen with it to get this underway. Okay, it's coming through. +1 in the combat shield on the way online as well. Well, Stalker's going to shoot. We are going to see that bunker going to be there. Extra gates continue by also, so again we get that set. Move that over. Fireballs over the side. The Raven going to sit there. The Stalker's going to step up as well. Just going to be ready to try and fight some of this Bioforce. Try and deal some trades right away. That's where Bunny is obviously at kind of some of his highest potential, right? This first bio push, if the Raven can get a great spell cast off, like a good anti-armor missile on the Zealots can be game-changing a lot of the time, so a lot of potential still with this Bunny army as it progresses across the map currently, so coming straight through and getting settled here for a moment or two. Continue to get that going here right now as the Zealots are going to come in from a couple sides. Oh, the SCVs aren't here just yet. We're going to drop auto turrets, but how much are they going to achieve? The force field actually starting to help Bunny because the Zealots are now choked. And with the SCVs showing up, what's crazy now is you actually still have SCVs left over for the second wave of this attack. That doesn't usually happen. Usually the whole idea is, you know, you give up the SCVs to the bio overwhelmed, but you still have the SCVs to tank a little bit now. Widowmine shot hits the Immortal of all things as well. That's not pretty for the Protoss player who will be taking damage there that they would really have liked to have avoided. That's not great at all. We can turn around once more. Does Bunny have enough? He does not have enough. It's not powerful enough. And that is going to be doing it for game number 2 of this best of 5. Hero is going to take the 2-0 lead and look to, yeah, really be in a killer position then right now. Difficult to say anything else than that because he's kind of in just a monstrous setup. 2-0 lead. He's Hero as well. Feels very difficult for Bunny, who will be playing ley lines to try and stay in the chances in the winners match. Obviously, if he loses this, he gets to rematch Classic, who he did already beat earlier. So it's not all doom and gloom for Bunny, but obviously would have liked to probably put up more of a fight against Hero, who right now is loving it. Kybrit! Thank you so much. Now, let me read that properly in a second, because I didn't quite catch it. Let me just get the players in game and so on. £100 towards Geralt's upcoming summer event, the rest for you. I don't know anything about Geralt's upcoming summer events. I don't know what I don't know what the dealio is there. Like he mentioned a tournament to me a while back, but I don't know if I'm meant to be involved with it or anything right now, so I will yeah, I guess I will come back to you on that one, Kybrit, but thank you so much for the donation, obviously. You will let me know? Okay. All good. Alright, players are ready. Let's jump into game number 3 here of this series. You will let me know. Thank you so much for the generous donation. Appreciate it, and thank you so much. If it does not for men, keep the money. Okay. I mean, he talked to me about a summer thing, right? But I don't know anything. Like, he reached out very briefly initially, you know? So I don't know anything further about it. So, like, I know, but I don't actually know, like, enough to be expecting to see money for it, you know? Or something like that. Anyways, all good. I appreciate it, mate. We'll, you know, it'll end up in a good place no matter what, right? So, appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's jump into game number 3 of this best of 5. Thank you again, Kybrit. As we go to the top right-hand corner, the blue Terran player is Bunny, and he is taking on The red Protoss in the bottom left. Hero, who is going to throw a pylon in the middle. Bunny is going to instantly scout it. And that's a little bit of an awkward way to start, if you ask me. Definitely a little bit of a weirder situation, to say the least. Alright, well, that gets set up. We are going to see Iraq's coming through, the gateway coming about as well, so we just get all of that started for the moment. A couple of SCVs coming through. They're going to go fight a little bit as well, just trying to, again, see what else they can find for themselves at this point in time. SCV and Probe will fight each other. A little bit of back and forth. I see some Phoenix play and some Phoenix Colossus. We'll see if we even get a game out of this one, because obviously proxy from Hero. Even Scouted, I mean, I guess even Scouted could go either way. It could be like a complete shutdown because it's been Scouted. Maybe it still just works, and then we're like, haha, Hero's a god. And we kind of know Hero's a god, but you know what I mean. As we just make our way around. Orbital Reaper coming through as well. Cybercore coming up right now also. Obviously just waiting to see exactly how much comes off of this from Hero, who's just going to expand as well. So kind of the max packs build, right? A proxy gate. You expand behind it. You just apply pressure while expanding. It's very low commitment, but it's very high reward a lot of the time, right? Because if you do well, like, the commitment is only a gateway on the map, and the benefit is, like, it could really throw the Terran player off in a major way, right? So, there's definitely a lot of benefit to it. As our factory comes through, the bunker coming online, again, reactor building up as well. Nexus halfway done, battery continuing to come online as well. The Adept coming up for the moment. People will just shoot, a couple of the probes taking some nibbles. Adept will be there, and we will see the Reaper just going to get chased away right off the bat. The Adept will chase the Reaper, and actually with the Shade here, I think we're going to kill it, no? I think actually it might have actually just regened enough. Yeah, regened enough for the moment, but it's still cornered, so it's not going to get away. It's not going to have a straight run home. So the Reaper will be going down as Bunny heads into the Cyclone. His own starport, the Stargate currently building up still here from Hero as well, so we continue to bring that all online. So coming back through once more. Just going to be setting up the sentry. Coming about as well. It's going to be Phoenix. So, hey, we asked for Phoenix. We're going to get some Phoenix. We'll see how committed we play this as Hero. See if he actually wants to try and stick to that or not. Because you can make Phoenix and just kind of get a couple of them out and sort of go from there and figure it out as we go and so. But yeah, obviously Phoenix can always be a little bit more committed too. So we shall see. Cyclone going to be there. Just going to chase, and the Zealot will go down also. It's just going to get ourselves some grabs. And the Orbital Command coming over too. We'll be in position in the next couple of moments. So, Orbital Command going to be there. And again, Banshee and the tank both continue to come about here. Phoenix will patrol as well. Gateway Phoenix, again, still all continue to come through just for the moment, so getting that set up. The Banshee and the Siege Tank building in also. A little bit of everything continues in for now with the couple of Adepts going to try and go up the ramp here. So the Engineering Bay coming up. And the extra barracks coming through too. And yeah, Refinery is in production from Bunny. The Twilight Council and Nexus both coming online. Just have our Phoenix coming over as well. No Chrono Boost as the Stargate gets the Phoenix brought into play from it, so we'll continue with that. And again, we're going to have the Twilight Council coming around. A couple gateways coming up as well. Phoenix actually just going to get there and get the Banshee, which is obviously also a very reasonable connection, so we're just going to pick that off. Stim +1, combat shield come through, the Phoenix going to go around the bottom, still got gates and batteries coming up as well. The charge continues, the Oracle is on the way. And here just chilling, and obviously going into the charge as well, it kind of invites Bunny to maybe think he can attack, but then with Phoenix in charge, it's a very good defensive composition. It's great at chasing the Terran down as well, so if they overstep their bounds into the fight in the first place, getting away from Phoenix charges, extremely difficult to then come by. So yeah, it gets very, very awkward very quickly if you are not careful. So something to think on there. Just have the against Impact Combat Shield and +1 all still coming about for the moment. Oracle Revelation going down. The Bio Army going to get covered. Here come the Zealots. Here come the Phoenix. We're going to start moving through as well. Going to see a couple of lifts going down immediately. The Zealots will continue to take some shots there. The Medevac's loading up and escaping away as well. It's going to pick up a tank as we go. It's just going to pull straight on out of that one. So yeah, the Phoenix is going to get there and do some lifting. And some work being found. Getting some decent damage for the moment. As the Robo Facility and Robo Bay come in behind this, we start to see that additional tech then coming online as well from Hero. As Bunny going to be sat out of the front. I mean, Bunny didn't even come aggressively across the map, so Hero went to pick a fight, and him picking a fight seems pretty miserable for Bunny right now, who's just kind of sat there like, yo, can I just have my base location? Like, it ain't ideal. He doesn't actually have a third base, but obviously would have liked to have moved across. Sorry, Hero is pushing in there. The obs I'm on didn't quite catch that one, so Hero pushing in. I don't think there's really much reason for Hero to be pushing in. I don't imagine he's going to actually have much he can do here over the next little bit. Bio coming out, the Phoenix and the Zealots gathering still as well. A couple of those Zealots already going down, the Phoenix are going to be there, so we continue to push about for the moment. More Colossus on the way through, so we continue to bring those up. We got our +2 attack upgrade coming in with that as well. The Marines, Marauders, as you can see the Phoenix and the Zealots getting chased back. Another scan coming out as the Zealots and the Phoenix gather together. 2 Immortals on the way, the +2 attack upgrade and the extended thermal lance all coming through as well. As that's a massive army of Bunny heading down the right-hand side, so it's going to go for a big push over towards those edges. A bit of cleanup already coming through. The Zealots continue to gather up. A Colossus right there. And I don't think Bunny can successfully push into this, right? I mean, he's just gone for the Doom Drop. He left the SCVs behind. Well, the Doom Drop might be a play. We're going to force the recall into the main, but Hero's going to be on top of it. With that recall coming in soon enough, I don't think this does anything for Bunny. I just love the SCVs being there. Bunny's just like, oh no, you've caught me red-handed. Like, oh no, you've caught me on the middle of an SCV pull, and yet you found the SCVs but no army. I wonder where it is. Oh, that's quite amusing. Well, I find it very amusing, at least. Hopefully you guys find it very funny too. I thought it was a very funky moment of that, as we will get ourselves ready for Bunny versus Classic when Bunny is ready here in a couple of moments. And get that all set up. Perfect. Let's get our videos started here for Classic Bunny. Get that set up, guys, and we will be off and away into our final series of the day. Yeah, we're going to be done so early in comparison to my expectation. I knew it. I knew it. That's okay. So again, we're going to be doing Classic vs. Bunny, and then we're going to go into our sponsored content for the day, which is going to be Steel Hunters. If you want to check that out, I'll put the link in the Twitch chat so you can check it out already. Happy to play with people from stream. It's free to play, so you can check it out. If you want to play, happy to play later in the stream with you guys as well. We'll see how the stream goes, but like, I encourage playing with people from the stream, so all down for that as long as we get into the point where I know what's going on and stuff. So if you want to play, you will be coming over. Alrighty, guys, give us a moment. Alright, Ultra Love, Sandworm, Killer's Mile. Let's see if Persephone gets vetoed as well. Persephone seems to be getting the most play out of all of these maps lately. I think it's actually come out as quite a strong contender. It's really nice to see. It is a little bit weird as well, right? So it's nice to see a little weird map kind of getting some love. Alright, waiting for the first map pick, and we can start to host as well, guys. Again, thanks for joining us. Good to see you. Persephone going to be the map one. Alright, perfect. So we're going to start up on this map. So this is the rematch from earlier. Bunny really kind of stomped Classic early as well, so hopefully Classic feeling it a little bit more right now, because if he plays like he did earlier, this is not going to be a competitive match, I think it's fair to say. Bunny really was one-sidedly ahead last time around. Come on, the lobby links in, guys, and we'll be ready to go into this WardiTV Spring Championship Group B round of 16 decided match. One player can advance to join Hero from this group into the playoffs. Of course, we already had Solar and Björn out of Group A, so now it's currently 1 Protoss, 1 Terran, 1 Zerg that have advanced, so that's lovely. We love it when things line up in terms of the numbers. Numbers good. Numbers matching good. Yes, big fan of that. Alright, just waiting for everyone to join us. Taking a moment or two for the other casters, it seems, but we should be set in a second. Sometimes you think the video is frozen on your phone when I don't move. Maybe I should get a giant rotating thing. There is actually animations all over the screen that just kind of faint, like the blue squares like light up and kind of shimmer, and the squares over there shimmer and stuff. It's maybe not as obvious, but I don't know. I don't really like the big blue, the big circling dice thing. I feel like it's a bit in your face. I just seen if one last caster's joined us here or not, and we will go into this opening game of this best of 5 decider match, guys. So we'll kick this off, get this ready to go. And absolutely no worries, mate. I appreciate the suggestion. It's just something that I not too into. All right, players are ready. Let's jump into Persephone as we kick this off, and we'll get underway. Thanks for joining us, guys. As will it be Classic or Bunny to advance on through? Going to find out very shortly as we jump into Persephone. In the top left-hand side, the blue Terran player is Bunny. Like I say, rematch from the earlier series between these two, and he did look very good in that matchup, but a little bit of time to wake up and so on. Also, I don't know what Classic needed, but hopefully whatever he needed, he's going to get, because I really feel as though we are hoping to have Classic looking great here. We'll see how this goes. We'll see what happens as we get all started up. Obviously, Classic in the bottom left side just needs to definitely sharpen up from earlier, so like I say, with that in mind, we'll see what goes down. So just the barracks finishing from Bunny. Obviously, we saw him trying to do some SEV pulls and so on against Hero. They didn't quite work out. We were expecting him to come in and kind of be the aggressive player as well. So, didn't need to be that aggressive against Classic early. You kind of just went with some more simple hits, right? Next in the Cybercore, just building up. We get ourselves the factory coming through, the reactor on the way, Reaper coming in as well. Yeah, CV gonna get settled up for a couple of moments. Drop down the CC, get that underway. And the Stargate very much so on its way through for the moment, so just bring that Stargate up. The Cold Probe still going down. The Adept coming over as well. The Wolf Cake building. Wouldn't mind a couple of Marines in production. Stargate from Classic, definitely a change of pace. He was playing only the Twilight earlier, unless I'm mistaken. So playing into the Stargate here, maybe something to kind of get a bit more map control early. Maybe feels like he can apply a bit more pressure with the Oracles or so. Or even just play a very good, solid Phoenix defense and just not let the early game get away from him, because he kind of struggled across the board earlier. So like I say, the kind of approach which is just like, hey, let's just try and get into the next stage of the game without anything happening, might be the best kind of approach he could bring to the table right now. A couple of Adepts gathered together, so they are just going to go joining up as well. And the Phoenix, the Stalker, the Warp Gate, all of that being brought in. Going to take a few moments. A couple of probes gathering still. The Warp Gate is still coming up too. And those Phoenix just going to continue to produce. So we do have a Raven on the way up. Obviously, the Phoenix, if nothing else, are very good against the Raven because you can shut that down and stop it from lingering in any corners. You're not going to be able to Raven harass as much as you might usually like to. And the Phoenix should also be good at trying to guarantee the kills here, but we still need to clean up the units because it's Marines. They actually do get to unload, and they are, as you can already see, going to get to be a part of this base, and the Widowmine's going to do some zoning as well. So the Phoenix, yeah, doing that thing. We're going to go back and forth a little bit with the Adepts. Obviously not a lot of defense in the main. We should get there soon. A couple of Adepts are going to threaten their way forward. Phoenix still overhead. And we're going to see the Phoenix get a couple of lifts off. So a couple of lifts coming through as well. We get that set up here. Just for now. And more barracks coming through. A couple of Marines are coming up as well. Left and Stalker together. Just going to go straight through and pick off that Widow Mine. We're going to try and bring more units across the map. I feel like he's very brave bringing units across the map against this Phoenix player. To me, that's just kind of asking for trouble, but I suppose we shall see how it goes. I'm just going to get in there. A couple of SCVs go down. I'm going to find a few probes transferring between bases. The Phoenix is just across the map, so this little push out has actually been pretty fantastic. It's caught Classic not quite aware of where he's truly meant to be, I guess, for the moment. And yeah, I guess good movement then from Bunny. As the Marines and the Cyclone join back up together, it's just going to get those gathered back in. You're going to be seeing the Stim Combat and +1 all coming up as well. So just a little bit of everything still coming through here right now. Now we're going to see the few extra results. Just going to warp in as well. Again, just continue to get set for the moment. The Thermal Lance will be halfway done already. And this Phoenix just going to be there, and we continue to move across with them. Medevac's going to still be nearby. Cyclone going to lock on. Just going to chase the Phoenix. The Phoenix is going to get pushed around a little bit. Extra Stalkers continue to build as the Bioforce will gather up. Extend them. Lance about to finish. Twilight and Forge still coming through. Good force fields allows the Colossus to get a lot of work done as when he gets turned around. So Classic definitely fixing up a lot of what was kind of the issue previously, which is he's able to basically come through so far and say, right, I am able to get through here and I'm able to get into a much better position already. I'm just able to kind of survive through some of your early aggression. Like, this is the longest Classic really lived in a game so far today against Bunny, so in that regard, we're already looking a whole lot better than what we had previously. Stalker's going to step up, a Widowmine will be dodged. So again, nice little play from Classic there. Let's get a little bit extra done here for the moment. Going to get the base bottom right though, so that's going to be a nice catch that Bunny gets for himself. So that would be one little bonus for himself there. So we like that part of it. Got the Phoenix gathering around again, the Vikings, Marines, the +1 armor coming through, the Ghosts are coming up as well. Keep that on the way. Temple Archives is about to finish up now as well. Bunny once again trying to push forward. He gets a cancel on the base once more. Got to be careful you don't lose too many units in that process, but I would say so far it's been fine for him. So far fine, just a thing to keep in mind. There is the Prism showing up as well, though, and that's obviously something else that Bunny now has to really keep track of and be very careful about. So one more reason to be quite cautious here. Results are going to be taking a bit of a beating too. A bit more damage being done for those. +2 attack upgrade is now coming about as well. It's just going to bring that straight in. The armor upgrade going to be finishing shortly. And it's a big bio fight. The Colossus feels so exposed to the right, although I guess there was the Archons coming down from there. They're still going to be able to get rid of these Colossus. I think Bunny's trying to win this fight. There's a couple of Phoenix that remain are not enough to scare these Vikings away just yet. But Prism Micro at least saves one of those Colossus that was about to fall. I think that's pretty necessary, because otherwise this was truly getting into a very scary place. So that is a nice little bit of a save. Two upgrades both on the way out. I'm going to see that blink continuing in as well. Army's still moving over as we have the Bioforce just getting up, cleaning up in the third base. Full of Vikings, Marauders, Widowmines coming through. We got Marines and the Ghosts producing as well. Add an armory on in amongst everything else, as that CC continues to come around for the moment. Getting all set up. Against will start to move forward. The Bio's going to get there. Zealot gets jumped on. Power on the left side as well, so it's another nice catch. The Stalker's Colossus gathering up further. Just for a few more moments here. See the 2-2 upgrades coming about as well with the blink. Once that finishes up, it's going to be a pretty big advantage of Classic, right? Having those upgrades in play, having that kind of a strength on your side is going to be pretty notable. So, again, like, there's a lot of good here for Classic. There's a lot of good here for the guy as we continue to get settled down. I will come up, just going to be seeing the Medivacs unloading. They're going to go grab a pylon, so a little bit of a grab, a little bit of a nab. +3 and +2 still coming on in as well as we speak. So again, we just keep on setting up and keep on getting going here with the armor. Finishing, like I say, with Classic being better upgraded now, I feel like some of these fights are going to go a bit more in his favor. Yeah, there's been moments where Bunny's obviously been looking and threatening to kind of power up and push through, but I think it's fair to say that Classic has clearly been able to stabilize beyond those moments. Like I say, I hate Bunny trying to fight right now. Down the upgrades does not feel good for him. Zealot's going to rip apart his mineral line while he's trying to make fights happen as well, so really just isn't ideal by any stretch of the imagination. It's a pretty ugly little scenario right now as we continue to see those Zealots whacking away whatever they may find. Prism actually going to have a couple Marines coming underneath it, so it's going to get pushed away to the corner too. Disruptors, Zealots continue to build. +3 attack upgrade coming up on the Forge as well. Give us a fairly convincing setup right now as our +3 attack coming in. In the next already, Disruptor Shot just going to fly a little shy there. Another couple of Zealots taking damage. Continue to go back and forth. First Disruptor going down. That Disruptor does clip a couple of Marauders too, so again, nice job done. Everything else still kind of stepping forward. Another Disruptor shot firing in. Trying to get a connection at the moment here, but not really going far enough. And this Disruptor shot reach still feels like we're kind of far away from kind of smacking with it, to be honest. Which is kind of the issue. Last second, another nice Disruptor shot. That one's going to connect on the Marines and it goes, so that's nice. We got a couple of Vikings with the final one. No, there's still another one. Bunny getting cleaned up towards the end here. Both players with heavy losses. This fight has been pretty darn hefty, so pretty serious across the board. You can see our rest of this all gathering up together. We do have our +3 attack upgrade coming through too. 2 more Disruptors on the way out. The medevacs, at least they're going to get into the main base. Forces a warp in there as Bunny. At this point, I mean, they're both trading very well against each other, right? So no one's really advantaged or so. It's a very close situation for sure. No big difference between the two just yet. Got the cleanup though with the Disruptor shots. So again, at least you force some warp-ins, but that's going to be pretty much all you force for the moment. Still could be a lot prettier. As the Bioforce comes in, a couple of probes coming about. Going down after that harassment. I mean, Classic is still going to try and hold position on the other side of the map right here. So is that going to be strong enough? Is that going to be good enough? That's our question right now. Is the +2 ship weapons, +2 armor, both build for now. The +3 armor and the +1 shield coming up also. Yes, the Stalker's going to get underneath. They're going to get a Viking this fight. Although it might be breaking out in a moment or two. Disruptor shot's going to fly in once again straight away. Classic's starting to take so much of the map again. That right-hand side is just becoming overwhelming. And that's the issue that I think, again, so many Terrans have right now is just when the pros get into this kind of a position, they get into such a powerful setup. And it's so hard to stop them from just having all of these bases, from letting all of those bases come up. Like, there's only so much you can really do about that. It definitely becomes a little bit rough here as another Disruptor shot will come flying through, looking for a little bit of success there, but not really finding much of anything just yet. 17 minutes on Persephone for the first game already, and it's still pretty crazy. I mean, Bunny's rebuilding multiple times over, but I do think we're going to get towards a final rebuild sooner rather than later here. Disruptor shots coming through as well, hitting some SCVs also. There's a lot of things just kind of dying off, being killed in this process. A little bit of bio just going to jump forward, also going to go for some work. As we have the Shadow Stride coming up as well. As let's get into the mineral line, some SCVs begin to drop away. And we are mining off a gold base too. Like, Classic actually has so much control of this game, so been really well played from him. Has definitely been able to be very successful with a lot of those little things in the early stages, right? Have definitely been going a long way for him. Another Disruptor shot just going to reach over and hit a whole bunch of that bio. So again, good connection, good shot coming through. Going to knock down a set of rocks now. At least just open up more space. Actually finding the army on that right-hand side as well, and that's not really protected well enough by everything else, so really not an ideal scenario there either. We'll just do taking some hits. The DTs are going to show up as well. Disruptor's going to zone the army out from the left-hand side, so the army on the right is the one that's really kind of just getting picked away at. Disruptor's doing a great job. The problem is attacking in Disruptors is so difficult. Disruptors are meant to be great defensive units, but when you let the Pros army into position, they become great defensive units in the position you need to attack into, right? Like, to defend yourself. So then they become great offensive units. And you can see there just how powerful they were at zoning. Bunny gonna say GG's, as this series may be a big flip from what we saw earlier between Classic and Bunny, as we have game number 1 going the way of Classic this time around. So I said we needed to see something maybe a little bit different, a little bit more feisty out of Classic, and we're going to get it a little bit right there. A little bit of a better setup compared to that earlier match that we saw. Alright guys, we'll be heading into game 2 here in a sec. Our second map is Whispers of Gold. A quick mention, if you're watching this on the YouTube, I haven't really done much selling out or telling you guys to hit things today, but if you're watching on YouTube, we've got a lot of viewers today, so I'd love to just welcome you all. If you're watching for the first time or you don't regularly tune in, hello, we cast StarCraft here on this channel pretty much every day. So whether you want to catch it live or watch the VODs, come by and check some StarCraft 2 in the future by subscribing to the channel. See when those VODs go up or see when the stream is live more frequently. We'd love it if you hit the sub button. Those numbers going up helps out a whole bunch as well, so yeah, hit the sub button and support some StarCraft 2. You can also like the stream today. Liking the stream goes a long way to helping out as well. So yeah, if you don't already like the chat, haven't already liked the stream today, do consider doing that, because that's very useful. Helps us to get the stream out to more people, spread the love of StarCraft, and obviously helps us to run more of these tournaments as well. Other ways to support monetarily if you wish to, and you want to help us fund these tournaments as well. This tournament is funded by me and what we do with the streams, so like I say, any of the support helps. Let's for now just dive into this game number 2 as we get ready to go. Did I already comment on GSL/DreamHack Dallas? I actually talked about it yesterday because they put the announcement up while I was streaming. What would you like me to comment on it? I have honestly not too much of interest to say, I don't think. I already knew Dallas was going to be a qualifier for EWC, so yeah. I know a little bit of stuff, but I don't really have anything specific to like add on or tell you guys outside the announcement. Obviously, it's cool to see some stuff that isn't just like online qualifiers, you know. So yeah, just that major events will keep us going SC2. I mean, it's all just EWC based. I mean, so from my point of view, if EWC happened, there had to be a qualifier process for EWC. And so if there had to be a qualifying process, then, you know, I kind of just expect... then I expected there to be some events as part of the qualifying process, you know. I saw last year that they did a bunch of, like, dream hacks and stuff for, like, FIFA and stuff. So I always felt like that was going to be a fairly likely scenario, I guess. So, yeah. It's cool to see that GSL's getting involved. It's cool to see that they're getting the Bulgarian event involved, although I think it's very shitty to put qualifying spots into that tournament after the players have already had a chance to qualify to that tournament specifically, because now there's a lot of people who didn't try to qualify for that event that might be sitting there kicking themselves as one less chance to get into EWC, right? So that's probably my only criticism of the announcement. Obviously, everything else is very positive. Hard to be positive to see more SC2 things. Have you seen another year of GSL? Yeah, I mean, GSL is very nostalgic for a lot of people, to be fair. So, I think a lot of people are very happy to see GSL still there as well. Yeah, it's nice. Is Home Story Cup a part of the qualifiers? No. It's DreamHack Dallas, GSL, and then online qualifiers, and the Bulgarian tournament. I never remember what the Bulgarian tournament's called, sorry. It's like the Bellum Gens or something, but I don't know how to say it, so I keep calling it the Bulgarian tournament. It's not because I don't care, I just haven't actually looked into how to say it properly, you know. My bad. Any guess as to why Home Story Cup would not get to be involved with qualifiers? Probably because Home Story Cup is typically a invitational event and not a qualification event. / they probably didn't present themselves to yeah, I honestly I don't know. I imagine Bellum Gens was already just up there as like, hey, this event's happening, it's a big thing. Maybe we could reach out to them and give an invite slot or something, you know? Star as Agora. Yeah, but it's called like the Ellengen's Elite Star Reservoir or something, no? I don't even remember. But I mean, yeah, I mean, Home Story Cup, I'm sure if they... I mean, to be fair, it's not like... I can't imagine that you couldn't have Home Story Cup just being like, you know what, yeah, let's just run qualifiers if we get to, like, give away a slot. So, I imagine it's just they didn't see Home Story Cup as a big enough event. So, yeah, would be my personal guess. So there's just no reaching out done there. Phoenix coming through, Wolfgate coming up, Medevac and a couple of Marines coming around also as we get settled. Isn't it mostly community funded? What, Home Story Cup? Yes. Home Story Cup is already is community funded. That's what you're talking about. And it is happening this year already in June. Is Oracle going big early on? Going to get a good chunk of SCVs here in the early stages. The Phoenix coming about, the Liberator and the Marine in production as Bunny tries to step for more aggression of his own. But man, Hasn't just turned towards Stargate openers and having some genuine, real good success with these in the early stages so far. So gotta be loving how that's going for himself, I think, so far here. Like I say, always nice to get in and be able to, yeah, get some damage done with an Oracle. Definitely feels like it's such a different series from the first best of 3 they played earlier. Classic seems to be getting into much better positions right away, much better control and so on, so able to get into some better spots there. Yeah, it was really a wild day for news yesterday, wasn't it? Suddenly everything happened. Everyone decided to announce all the things all at once. It was kind of hectic. I had people people asking me during the stream about what I thought about this event. I'm like, I've got no idea. What do you mean DreamHack Dallas is a thing? And they're like, they just announced. I'm like, oh, well, I'm literally casting the game. How am I meant to know they announced it? I'm not sat here browsing Twitter. Maybe just overly optimistic and hopefully won't lose so many events. I think if EWC continues to support StarCraft 2, there will still be StarCraft 2 events on a pretty reasonable scale, because at the very least, EWC will probably partner with things to qualify people into EWC, you know? I think it is worth noting that what we got told was that basically, we did get told a big thing in terms of expectations for Dallas. Dallas is not going to be some typical, like, ESL stop Dallas, where, like, they fly out, like, a team of talent, and there's a big stage with, like, you know, big graphics of the players and stuff. It's probably going to be, like, a small side stage with, like, a couple PCs on it with, like, a backdrop that says Road to eSports World Cup StarCraft 2. And there's not going to be any casters on site or anything like that. So, it's definitely... Dallas this year is not going to be like Dallas was last year. Was what we were told. When we got a little bit of pre-information when the announcements were made and stuff. So, unless that's changed, then I would say, like, step your expectations a little bit. Like, it is a tournament, but it's not going to be presented as, like, this grand tournament that the Dallas and Atlantas and so in the past were kind of held to, you know? There's a couple of Marines started taking some shots. And that's not me being negative, that's just me passing on the message that I got told. To me, that doesn't really matter, because production... I don't see production value as, like, a big thing that keeps me watching a lot of StarCraft 2, honestly. I just like watching the games, I like following the tournaments. But for some people, they, you know, they might watch Dallas and be like, oh, this is like the cheap version of doing a Dallas, huh? And that's definitely something of the case, so yeah. But, I mean, obviously, we still have events, you know, it's still nice to see events, and obviously, like I say, as long as eSports World Cup picks up StarCraft 2 again next year, I imagine we will continue to have events as well. So, yeah, there's nice parts of it, too. I'm not trying to be negative, like I say, just sharing, I guess, what you guys kind of wanted me to share. Anything I know, anything I'm feeling. Like I said, that's pretty positive for StarCraft 2 anyway. It's very confident to get eSports World Cup. I think we've got a great community behind SC2. I think there's always going to be a place for SC2 esports in the world, so yeah, I'm call me an optimist, but I kind of am just an optimist for StarCraft 2. Like, an optimist as long as, like, you know, as long as you can accept that the game is not going to stay grand and in the same state as it was forever. Like, I'm just happy if there's StarCraft available, right? And I think that was always going to be the case, so it depends what you want out of your StarCraft, I suppose. Stalker's coming through. We are going to see a pylon going down right there. And it's just going to have our +1 armor coming through as well. It's just going to pull that away. Then the thermal lance coming about. Continue to get settled in for a couple of moments as we get up and rolling. Again, Zealots, Colossus, couple sentries coming back over the other side. A little bit of bio just going to be unloading. Just going to be having ourselves the bio stepping through. Some shots coming about here. And as we do have ourselves this big drop into this main base. I mean, Classic's launching a bunch of units up across the other side of the map. So just going to be heading straight through over there. One bit of bio just going to be shooting. The Zealot's going to be taking some shots. A Ghost Academy coming up and a couple of Vikings as well as Bunny and Classic both continue to gather into the center of the map here currently. Get that on the way for now. That is where we're going to currently sit. Dark Shrine coming up. The Prism on the way. We get the +2 attack upgrade coming about as well. Take this fight. The first Colossus is already taking some shots. Second Colossus and third Colossus will live though, and the Viking count has been kind of mauled down here, so it's not going to be effective really, I think it's fair to say as well. Looks as though that will be that. Prism actually ate a Widowmine shot, which is pretty rough because it's just a little bit lower HP now, so an easier pickoff for the Terran if that becomes applicable. It's the kind of thing which is like, oh, it just shouldn't be a big deal, but like sometimes it can maybe make the difference. So a little unfortunate of all the things to hit. The Prism is one of the better targets for sure in that situation, right? So, like I say, a little bit of a shame. Very far from being game-ending or anything. As Classic's actually on the push right now, hunting Bunny down across the other side. So he's really trying to get across here and look to see if he can maybe make a bit of something take place. Going to set up a Widowmine, blink back, and so far pretty reasonable way of coping with all of that. Viking, Marines, and Marauders coming through. We have ourselves a few Zealots going about with that as well. Big fight here, and the Colossus actually is dropping fairly quickly. One Colossus left. 20 SCVs already went down as Classic. He does a lot of worker damage. He does a lot of army damage too. His he does a lot of work damage. He does a bit of army damage. Bunny really is the winner in terms of the army fight, so I would say a lot of army went down there, and that is concerning because without army, the counterattack from Bunny could be absolutely huge and very scary. And I think that's exactly what we're going to start seeing coming into play right now. Gonna get the pylon. Probes gathering up. It's going to be seen our Stalkers there. Going to have to gather around a little bit too. Has a couple Disruptors in the armor upgrade. Coming over. It's going to be a couple more force fields coming down there, so we continue to get this all settled in with Bunny still really trying to push this aggression forward. He's just going to lose out as he takes a really bad fight. The Disruptor shots are big and Classic. Obviously did the eco damage before, so Bunny had to make work happen here with this bigger army. And it completely backfires on him. That doesn't work in the slightest. And that is going to be very pricey. Alrighty. Number 3 is going to be on Amygdala. Get Amygdala set up, guys. And the YouTube viewership's crazy today. 400 people on YouTube. Hello, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Good to see you all. Twitch viewership's doing great as well. Just nice to see the YouTube viewership on the way up as well. Which your ship's kind of like where it should be. Your ship's a bit higher than usual. Good to see all of you. Thank you for joining us for the Spring Championship Group B for the round of 16. We'll have Group C tomorrow as well, guys, so make sure you drop by for that. Should also be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. As we get Bunny and Classic in for Game 3 in just a few moments. Focus is Bunny and Classic. We'll click start and we'll kick this off. We'll be heading into Amygdala. Alright, so Amygdala coming through. Let's hop on in as Classic. Just absolutely popping off here compared to, again, that earlier series against Bunny. It's been a complete turnaround from that. Well, definitely time to make a statement when you're here in the decider match rather than in the initial match of the day. Pick your moment, huh? Mikey EU, thank you so much for the 7-month resub on the Prime as well. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. That goes a long way to helping keep the channel afloat and keep the StarCraft flowing. Again, guys, what I was saying before, well, actually, I won't sell out yet because we're actually still in ads, so I'm already selling out in some way. So we'll save the rest of the style for later, I guess. Blue Terran in the bottom left is Bunny, and in the top right, our Red Protoss is Classic. When we go into this, game. Three with Bunny trailing 0-2. Can he bring it back, or is this going to be a 3-0? Definitely been one of our faster days of this group format. We've seen quite a few kind of group formats like this lately, and yeah, we've seen a lot of 4 to 5 hour streams. With this right now, we're 3 hours in and potentially last game of the day. Let's cheer on Bunny. Let's get Bunny back in this. Let's try and see some longer games. I'd love to see a little bit more back and forth between these guys here. Couple SCVs is going to go nibble on the Pro. Obviously, Pro trying to just slow down the CC by the slightest of amounts, nothing too major. We have our Cybercore and Nexus both continuing up as well, so just continue bringing that straight through. So yeah, CC coming up, Factory coming over, and get that settled in for a couple of moments here. And Bunker going to complete very soon, and that gives us a little bit more of an idea of as to where we might be going. Again behind the mineral line, just going to come about for a couple of moments. We have ourselves the Stargate, the Gateway coming through, a couple of probes in the Wolf Gate building as well. Hallucination is going to pop off and it is going to send itself down toward the bottom left side. So, going to journey over there for a few moments. Again, the Stargate still coming through, the Gateway in production. The Hellions wanting to come by there, going for a little bit of a run around. With the mines in production as well from Bunny, obviously just trying to get set up in the early stage. And in Classic, just back to the Stargate, and I feel like he's just saying, well, you know what? Stargate's worked very well for me in this best of 5, and the Twilight did not serve me well earlier, so unless it stops working, why not keep on trying? The Stargate is obviously not as popular, but against someone like Bunny, who does like to sort of... The issue, I would say, is, like, I feel like a lot of Bunny's times would be very good against Stargate, but because you're stopping Bunny from getting a good start, there's kind of, like, a little bit of an aspect of, like, well, you know, maybe because you can stop him getting a good start, you can get away with the Stargate a bit more. We're going to eat Widowmine shots there to lose a Phoenix, unfortunately, though. That's kind of expensive. Phoenix will come through and get the medevac. The Hellions don't have the HP to really run into the mineral line either. We will boost the medevac, but the Phoenix should still catch it when that boost runs out. And that will be going down. Hellion gets picked off. The second Hellion also falling. Both of those will end up killed here. As the Cyclone Marine, stimming the +1. Continuing to build right now as well. Got a Widowmine shot, a couple of Phoenix come about, the hallucinated probe is going to come stepping on by. Impact +1, combat shield, all coming up. Phoenix around the upper left-hand side as well. Just going to have ourselves the STVs, the Marines, Stim Combat and +1. Obviously, with that bio upgrades finishing, we'll get into a much more powerful position, the chance to really get a move along and really try and make something happen as the Phoenix pops out of the Stargate already and is just going to ready itself to go, go, go. Expiring on the upper side, the Phoenix still gathering up as well. We do have ourselves, again, the bio upgrades all coming in right here. And yeah, a couple of Widowmines coming through too, so all of that coming up. The Phoenix is going to get there for a couple more of these SCVs. And a good job being done on those right now also. Obviously, the Phoenix would like to try and stay a little bit aggressive if possible. Try and, I mean, moments like this is going to make it worth it immediately as you just catch the medevacs trying to drop across the map. Yeah, Bunny's not being allowed to play his game at all. He's really being bullied around. These Phoenix are keeping him very contained to where he would usually like to be. He's going to start pushing out on the ground. I wonder what the plan does become for him. Does he just send it? You try and get a third base up, you're going to start taking SCV losses. Losses are on the way as well, so the preparation there for the next stage of the game from Classic is coming on through. And a few of those SCVs go down. The Phoenix is going to come stepping about. Pylon to the top left will go down as well. This fight starts. A few of the Phoenix already taking some damage. The Colossus and the Stalkers hanging back for a couple of moments as well. I mean, again, fine for Classic so far. Good first defense against this next wave of aggression from Bunny, which is just not really doing all that much right now. So, not the most ideal of situations as gain charge. Thermal Lance +1, Colossus Gates, Nexus Forge. Yeah, you see everything that's coming through at the moment. So, keep that going. Rocks will fall. I'm just going to try and aim for this bottom side, trying to stop that fourth base from coming through. Seems to be the plan here as he sets up around this direction, so gets that ready for himself. Position is taken straight off the bat. The medevac's going to load up. They're going to go for a little bit of a journey. Yeah, that bio moving about, blinking the +1 armor upgrade coming about as well. The battery coming through, a couple of barracks are still coming up. See, Bunny is settling into the center here and looking for a chance to push in from a bit of a different direction. And we gather up Blink 2-2 upgrade, or 2-1 upgrade, sorry, coming through as well, so upgrades moving as we have the Army Bunny just kind of sat here looking at Threaten Classic. It's just not looking that scary at the moment, plain and simple. Not really looking very pretty at all as the 2-2 upgrades come about, the Blink is still coming through, we have that Templar Archives on in there. Ghosts, Marines, and Vikings building on the side of Bunny as well, so we got all of that coming online. A couple of Zealots in the front will kind of fall quickly. It's the start you kind of need as Bunny. A few freebies to kick off the action. Will go a long way for you in total. Now as you kind of run back towards the main base to deal with the incoming prison pressure, then the rest of this army shows up on the third base. You can see that Bunny kind of remains in trouble. Zealot's going to charge forward to begin with. A couple of Colossus are going to be firing away. So already getting some work done there in the early few moments. And to upgrade, the Disruptor coming about, our Gateways coming through, Vikings, Marauders, and Widow Mines all building. As we step forward, that Disruptor shot going to come straight through. Disruptor, oh, nice split. That's a very good split, actually, as the Vikings come up. The Colossus will be falling. We're going to get the grab on that one as well, get that cleanup made. Oh, does Bunny have enough overall? Again, it does feel like throughout he's been kind of trailing behind when it comes to trying to fight this, but I feel like he had a good concave then, was able to do a lot. He will not have enough to keep on chasing forward, but he can't have it all. Steps back for a few moments. And the Disruptor shot firing off, not really doing too much of anything just yet. Another Disruptor shot, just going to land on the Widow Mine. The rest of the bio splits apart. Medevac's coming through, Widow Mine's coming up. +3/+3 continue to come about as well. Zealots coming through. We're just going to have ourselves the army continue to chase as we do see the Bioforce getting hunted down. Classic just... Is he really just going to come through in 3-0? After the earlier series as well, a game is called... Wow, Bunny with the 2-0 earlier, but Classic is going to make today's group all about Protoss as he advances through the 3-0 over Bunny. That's pretty nuts, especially just because the earlier series as well, especially, was already very... convincingly in favor of the was very convincing in favor of the Terran as well. Well done, Classic. That was just fantastic. Well, guys, that's going to be the end of the StarCraft 2 for us today. We are going to do some sponsored content here on Twitch, so if you're on Twitch, you can stick around. If you're on YouTube, you can hop on over to Twitch and come join us for some Steel Hunters. We're going to be playing that in just a couple of moments. We'll get that set up, and we'll get that sponsorship underway, and we'll see how that all goes. So we'll get into that in just a few moments. If you have been watching, obviously, on the YouTube, then thank you so much for watching. We always appreciate if you have a chance to like the channel, like the stream still. Even as it becomes a VOD, it having more likes does help it a lot. And if you haven't already, do consider subscribing as well. Thank you so much for joining us on the YouTube. We're not sponsored to stream on YouTube for the sponsored content, so I will be turning the YouTube off. Just going to make sure I give my own little like on the stream as well. I didn't actually do that, but see, it still counts at the end. Obviously, if you do want to support StarCraft 2, guys, I always urge you to consider supporting, you know, if you've got a Prime sub available on the Twitch. There's a membership system on the YouTube, but especially WardiTV tournaments. You can check out... the WardiTV Patreon, patreon.com/WardiTV. 100% of anything you pledge on the WardiTV Patreon will end up in the pockets of players. I will even personally take it upon myself to pay the transaction fees taken from us from Patreon. So if you want to support StarCraft 2 tournaments where money players are benefiting the most, you can check out the Patreon page at patreon.com/WardiTV. Like I say, 100% of that support goes directly into the pockets of players. And it's a fantastic way to make sure that we can continue to run events like this one, the WardiTV Mondays, and our future plans for the WardiTV 2025 series. I mentioned a little bit about that earlier. You'll find out more exactly on that next week as well. So that's all coming through in a very exciting way. All right, guys. With that said, we're going to, like I say, wrap it up on YouTube. We're going to change it over on Twitch. And we're going to get ready to go into our sponsored content. So just give me a couple moments to get that all set up and so on. Alrighty, so yes, thank you so much for watching on YouTube and so, and the community goat. I thank you for the kind words. There's a lot of people doing a lot of good things in the community, though. I'm not just me. Squirrelage, thank you so much for the 35-month resub on the Prime. Appreciate that as well. Thank you so very much. Let's yeah, get this sorted out. Do that. Do this. Exit. Right. Let me move this. Checking out Steel Hunters. Hashtag ad. Beautiful. Move myself to the Steel Hunters category. Do that. Press those buttons. I'm just letting my YouTube ads run out, by the way, guys. So YouTube will be turning off in a second. Again, we'll see you tomorrow for more StarCraft 2. Let me just double check what I need to do here. Cool. We're gonna play through the yeah, we're gonna check out cool. In that case, we're just gonna play basically. I don't need to do too much special. Just play, enjoy, and see where it goes. Perfect. Love that. All right, let me get this opened up for them, guys. Get this ready to rumble. Kick this off. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna be playing Steel Hunters. This is a battle royale mech game. So like we got big mechs, battle royale it up, and if you want to play, it is free to play. So you can just jump on in. You can download it today, and you can come and play with me as well in a little bit. Once we've done the tutorials and stuff, we'll be doing a little bit of that. So feel free to come and check that out as well. Again, we appreciate you guys hopping in and coming to watch some stuff with us. Very exciting. As will be. I'm just loading it up, guys, so we'll get going here in a moment. Alright, thanks YouTube as well. Bye, YouTube viewers. We'll see you guys again tomorrow. And the YouTube stream. Lovely.